We're back in Baseball Town for one final time this week to wrap up a 12-game homestand. Before we hit the road against the Hartford Yard Goats, the Fightin' Phils looking for a victory here on Getaway Day. The AA Phillies will take on the AA Mets as the Binghamton Ponies wrap up their series in Baseball Town. They're leading the series 4-1. So the best Reading can do is just pick up a game here and try to stay put in the standings. Since Portland won their game, they're out in front in the Eastern League, the Northeast Division. Reading sits 5 games back from the first-place Sea Dogs, and they don't want to drop any further back than that, although Hartford will be a big series next week. They're 3.5 games back, so Reading can pick up some ground out at the Rockies affiliate at Dunkin' Donuts Park, so looking forward to heading there next week. Then Reading returns home the second week of September for a series here against the New Hampshire Fisher Cats, who sit behind them in the rankings, and then wrap up on the road against Altoona and near Pittsburgh area for the final week of the season. So just 19 games to go here left as we're on game 120 of 138, and looking forward to this matchup today as righty Mick Abel makes his second start here in AA. He'll be facing off against the righty Tony DeBrell, who we saw back on Tuesday. Abel and Painter swapped spots yesterday, so Andrew having a really nice outing yesterday. 6 1/3 innings of work, 4 hits, 2 runs. It was on a home run ball, only his third long ball given up this season. He struck out 6 as well on 89 pitches, and he increased his scoreless streak to 32 innings consecutively, split between High A and here in Double A, and looking fantastic last night, really just missing on 1 or 2 pitches. He even picked off a runner on his 1 walk he allowed. Had an impressive outing, and we'll look to see the same from Mick today, who threw last week to make his Baseball Town debut and having his second start here in Double A, sitting at 8-8 on the season with a 3.94 ERA, most except that one start out in High A Jersey Shore. So 19 total starts in the season with 91 1/3 innings pitched and 111 strikeouts to just 39 walks. A beautiful day here in Baseball Town. Sunny skies, a couple of puffy clouds up ahead. It is hot today. It looked like it was going to rain earlier, but that has dissipated, and we should have a beautiful afternoon on our hands. 88 degrees here, and just a slight breeze, although right now that flag is hanging down by the pole as Mick Abel and the Fightin' Phils take the field. We will throw it down for the singing of the national anthem, and then we'll be right back for first pitch in Reading.
Ladies and gentlemen, please rise. Gentlemen, please remove your hats. We invite all active military and all veterans to please salute the flag. The Reading Civic Theater is excited to present the beloved classic Guys and Dolls, coming September 8th through 11th at their new venue located at the Old Fox Theater in Exeter. Tickets can be ordered online by visiting readingcivic.org. And now here tonight promoting their upcoming performance of Guys and Dolls, please welcome the Reading Civic Theater, who will perform our national anthem.
To play some ball here in Baseball Town As Mick Abel takes the rubber, he will be throwing back to Vito Freesia behind the plate. Ethan Wilson out in left field today, Johann Rojas in center, and Carlos De La Cruz in right field. McCarthy Tatum over at the hot corner today. Louise Garcia making his debut at shortstop, Wendell Rijo at second base, and Aldrum Corridor playing first today. Mitch Traziak, the home plate umpire, he'll be calling the balls and strikes. Kevin Manzuk shifts down to third, and the crew chief, Harley Acosta, is manning the first base territory. Abel's last start was last Saturday. 6 innings of work, 4 hits, 2 earned runs. They came on 2 solo shots, 1 walk, 1 hit by pitch, and 8 strikeouts for a total of 118 on the season. He held batters to just a 182 average, and he'll look to keep that going here. Number 2 prospect for the Philadelphia Phillies, number 57 overall in minor league baseball. He'll see Jake Magnum, who is rehabbing here for the Binghamton Rumble Ponies, as Wyatt Young has the night off. Carlos Cortez batting in the number 2 hole. Ronnie Mauricio batting third, and Luke Ritter will be cleaning up today in the number 4 spot. Brandon McElwain batting 5th, Nick Meyer, the catcher, batting 6th, and then Jeremy Vasquez is the designated hitter, Matt Whitaker, and Nick Gaddis rounding out 7 through 9 in the order. Abel getting his warm-up pitches here. We should get this entire game in sunlight, depending on how speedy these two teams play, or how long I guess it takes on a getaway day for the Rumble Ponies. They only have about a 3.5-hour drive back, so comparatively to the rest of the league, not too terrible are they, although we are the only night game around here, and really one of like 5, I think, night games overall in Double-A. And Reading almost exclusively plays night games on Sundays. It just is what works better for our community and our fan base, and so we stick with that because it works. Here's Jake Mangum batting from the left side against the righty Mick Abel. Sunny skies, a couple of clouds that'll cause some shadowing across the field, peeking in and out, and barely any wind as Vito Freesia sets up outside, and the first pitch comes outside at 5:18 here in Baseball Town. Mangum's had a pretty good series in rehab coming off of injury as Abel misses outside 2-0. We have not seen these umpires be very giving on that outside corner. It usually goes to the hitter, so we'll see how Traziak works today. This is up and away, and a 3-0 count to Jake Mangum. Mangum's only had 11 games in AAA, but because of that, he technically does not take up a roster spot for the Rumble Ponies here on rehab. The 3-0 hits on the outside corner, 94 with the fastball by Abel, and he gets himself into this at-bat. Yesterday we saw Andrew Painter give up a leadoff walk and then very quickly picked him off at first. Here's a 3-1 up and in. That's ball 4, and Mangum's going to take his base down to first.
Left fielder number 7, Carlos Cortez.
And here is Carlos Cortez with a runner on and nobody out. Mick will feature 4 pitches here, so the fastball and the slider being the 1-2, the curve very impressive, and the changeup something he's working on as well. Fastball, you'll see mid-90s, maybe even into the up 90s, 96 there. First pitch ball to another lefty here, Carlos Cortez. Slider in about the 80s, and the curve really being his 4th pitch. Mangum shuffles off the bag at first, 6 stolen bases in 8 attempts. Abel sends the ball over there quickly. Corridor puts the tag on, but not in time. And there's step-off number 1 of the at-bat. Nice crowd here in Baseball Town, getting to watch a big prospect for the Phillies. Nothing like yesterday, though. Over 8,000 fans here leading the Eastern League in attendance, where the Fightin fills as Cortez chases a fastball for a strike, evening the count at 1. Yesterday was an awesome Stranger Things night here at the ballpark. Abel coming set out of the stretch here with a runner on first and nobody out. Here's the 1-1, chipped back foul, 1-2.
Thank you. Safety ahead.
Magnum shuffles off the bag after a leadoff walk. He's down on first. Slider misses inside, 2-2. Fightin's dropped yesterday's contest 8-3 to Binghamton. They had an early lead and it just dwindled down the stretch. A 6-run 8th inning gave Binghamton all that they needed to sink the Fightins. This is popped up foul. It's going to go on the roof and he'll keep his count. Aldrich Corridor did have a monster home run in the bottom of the ninth. Went all the way to Route 61. I think it's still going. And a couple of other fun things in there. Obviously, Painter's quality start, and Johann Rojas' 21st stolen base here in Double-A. The 2-2, chip down the first baseline, foul. We'll go again. This is a long at-bat out of Carlos Cortez, really working Abel's pitch count up here. Mick's gotten into triple digits twice this season, 100 and 104. But as we come down the stretch of the season, not sure how long they're going to leave these young arms out there. The 2-2. Fly ball into shallow right. De La Cruz coming in. He's calling off Wendell Rijo, and he makes the catch for out number 1. Mangum stays put at first. Here is Ronnie Mauricio. Mauricio had the night off yesterday.
Shortstop number 2, Ronnie Mauricio.
And he'll come up here with a runner on and one away. Scoreless in the top of the first in Baseball Town. Reading playing as the Hot Dogs today, as they do every Sunday. Today was a kids giveaway t-shirt, a Reading Hot Dog shirt. This is popped up. Tatum giving chase. It's going to end up in the 67 club. Love the effort there by McCarthy when that was clearly going to end up well out of his reach. And he still makes a jump on it for strike 1 here to Ronnie from the left side. Abel comes home, gets a piece of a off-speed pitch, and he's down 0-2 very quickly here. So they've got that red jersey top with little hot dogs all across the chest and yellow mustard-capped sleeves with the hot dogs on it. They have the home white pants to match, and the cap with the red brim, the blue-black, and the hot dog on the front. This is corkscrewed all the way back behind us, probably into the parking lot. And Ronnie will keep his 0-2 count. He's a big prospect in the Mets organization, really coming into his own later here in the season, number 6 overall for the Mets. He's just 21, so on the younger side here, but facing another 21-year-old on the mound. Runner on first, 1 out. Mick's going to toss it over to Aldrum. Trying to get Mangum after a lead-off walk. And no score here in the top of the first. Ronnie, a switch hitter, bats on the left side against the righty. This is popped backwards onto the roof again, and everybody's having a really long at-bat here against Mick. I feel like we saw a lot of first pitch swinging in yesterday's game. We had 5 innings done in an hour in a pitcher's duel. Then it really slowed down later on, but today it's been a lot of fouls off of Mick. Out to left center field this goes. Garcia tracking back in shortstop. He's straight up into the outfield there, and he puts a glove on it to make the catch. Well played by the shortstop to get back in time, because Ethan Wilson playing deep in left field. And now there's 2 outs after leadoff walk. Mangum is still stuck on first. Here is Luke Ritter, who had a 2-run home run that tied up the ball game in the 7th last night. Then Binghamton took it from there in the 8th. Swinging strike, 95 out of Abel, throwing some heat early in this contest. He's got really impressive arm speed. That's something that scouts really liked about him with his fastball, and he can use the same arm speed with the changeup, and that is really deceptive to the hitters as he hits 97 on the radar gun, and he's got Ritter down 0-2. Runner on first, 2 outs, no score, top of the first inning. Mangum going, the throw down by Frisch. It's a good throw. The tag by Rijo just a tiny bit late. It kind of bounced in front of the bag. And stolen base number 7 for Mangum. As the pitch came in, a ball makes it 1-2 to Ritter with a runner in scoring position now with 2 outs. Wasn't a bad throw by Freesia. Just a heartbeat late. Here's the 1-2 down and away. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Abel up to 21 pitches here. A runner on second and 2 outs here trying to get out of the first scoreless. Looks back at Mangum. Here's the 2-2 to Ritter. Up and away, a full count. Redding's got a pool down the right field line. That bunch of kids are out swimming in there for a birthday party. And then some seating down the left field line as the payoff pitch is taken into center field. Racing over Rojas. He'll dive for it and come up with the baseball. An impressive play by the center fielder. A web gem to end the inning after a leadoff walk. Abel gets out of the frame cleanly. And Johann Rojas showing his speed out in center field and ending the frame as we go into the bottom of the first, no score in Baseball Town. The Seidel Auto Group Deck Picnic appeals to both die-hard and casual fans with its summer picnic-like and fun tailgate atmosphere. During your picnic, you may even catch a souvenir as the area is situated directly in prime home run territory behind the left field wall. Regular season tickets are $30 per person for groups of 20 or more, and children 4 and under are free. Visit Fightins.com/groups or call 610-370-BALL to reserve your group outing today.
Golden Oaks is an award-winning high-end golf club that offers golfers a country club experience without country club prices. With 5 sets of tees, golfers of every skill level will enjoy their game. Golden Oaks has Bogey's Pub, a beautiful pro shop, driving range, and learning center that will make any visit complete. Golden Oaks Golf Club is the perfect venue for private events and golf outings. Visit us for our newly opened golf simulators, complete with its own bar area and Bogey's Pub menu items available. You can stay in our beautifully restored 1850s farmhouse and then play our award-winning championship golf course. Each room includes full amenities, cable television, and quaint rustic decor. While on the premises, visit Bogey's Pub for lunch, dinner, or a relaxing beverage. We're ready to serve you here at Golden Oaks and look forward to the 2022 season.
Into the bottom of the first inning we go. Scoreless leadoff walk by Mick Abel, but then he got the next 3 batters out. And so Redding will try to get on the board first here. They'll send up Johann Rojas, Wendell Rijo, and Aldrum Corridor. Jalen Ortiz in as the designated hitter. Batting 4th, Easton Wilson and Louise Garcia back in the lineup today, 5th and 6th. And then De La Cruz, Tatum, and Freesia round out 7 through 9. Tony DeBrell getting his second start in this series after throwing Tuesday's game. We'll toss to Nick Meyer back behind the plate, Carlos Cortez in left, Jake Mangum in center, and Brendan McElwain in right. DeBrell, a big leg kick, and he fires home upstairs to Rojas, who smacked a leadoff home run against him in the series on Tuesday. We would love to see that again. He's actually done it twice this series. Gaddis playing in at third as a 1-0 misses down and away, 2-0. Ronnie Mauricio at short, Luke Ritter at second, and Matt Whitaker taking over at first base today. DeBrell sitting 1-1 here in 4 games in Double-A, just 3 of them starts, 12 2/3 innings of work. Righty steps back, a full windup, and the 2-0 hits at the knees. A 91-mile-an-hour fastball makes it 2-1. Binghamton, although winning yesterday in the Road Grays, they change up their jersey, which I feel like is very rare. Rojas takes the ball up and away, 3-1. They've got on the navy tops today. I think it says Ponies across the front maybe, and the Road Gray pants, and a bright red cap with that Rumble Ponies logo across the top. And DeBrell has about a teal aqua colored glove. This is down below the knees. Rojas thinks it's ball 4. Put down his bat. He can't even believe the call. He put his hands on his hips and said something to Treziak behind the plate. Now he's going to call time and step out of the batter's box. He had kind of unclipped his shin guard and put his bat down, and now he's going to have to get back in with a 3-2 count after leading 3-0. Here's the payoff pitch. That's lined over the head of Mauricio. He'll come up with a base hit, which is better than a walk. And now Reading will have a leadoff runner on first with nobody out for Wendell Rijo, and that is not a guy that you want to let on to lead off this game because, first of all, he's fast and he's going to try to take off, and now he's probably a little annoyed with the call by Tresiak, and he might take it out here on the base pass. Get some signs from Mike Jones, the first base coach. Sean Williams, the manager, always down the third baseline, and Wendell Rijo steps into the batter's box. And off and going is Rojas, and Meyer can't get the transfer to the glove. No throw down. He swiped his 22nd bag here in Double-A. Total of 55 on the season. He's only been caught 3 times, and he gets himself into scoring position as Rijo took a ball. And DeBrell will go out of the stretch with the runner on second. He looks back. And now he'll come home to Wendell, down below the knees, 2-0. Ritter playing very close to that bag on second. Rojas is still going to take a couple steps lead. Back in the hole at short is Mauricio. And Gaddis playing close to the bag. Wendell takes a hefty swinging strike on a fastball, 2-1. Rijo leads the team with a .266 average. It's been very solid this entire summer despite missing almost a month with a wrist injury. He's really been a true leader on this team. 2-1 down and away. It's a called strike. And that evens the count at 2-2. No score here, bottom of the first. Runner on second and nobody out for the Fightin' Phils as they try to get on the board first here and give their starter some wiggle room. Time is called by the catcher, Nick Meyer. I don't know, maybe they couldn't get the signs right or he realized his pitcher was about to run out of time. But it's granted. Now we'll reset here. Open stance by Rijo deep in the righty's batter's box. Rojas a couple steps off the bag at second. Glove at the chest for DeBrell. Took too long. Rijo calls time. Trying to throw off each other's rhythm here. Wendell looks down. He gets some signs from his manager, Sean Williams, who's facing the outfield, ready to wave his runner home if possible because Rojas can go on a base hit. Here's a 2-2. Chops at an off-speed pitch upstairs and goes down swinging. There is out number 1 here in the bottom of the first for Aldrum Corridor. After a leadoff single and a stolen base, Johann Rojas is on second here for the leading RBI guy. Corridor picked up 2 last night, 56 total on the season. He steps in on the left side and takes a first pitch ball. He had a monster home run in the 9th yesterday and also an RBI single in the 6th. And he missed about a month to start the season. 1-0 hits the outside corner, 1-1. DeBrell start on Tuesday, 3 2/3 innings of work, 3 hits, 3 runs, 2 walks, and 6 strikeouts on 65 pitches as Corridor takes the ball below the knees. 2-1. And now with a lefty bat, Ronnie Mauricio is really holding tight to second. So a lot of space the opposite way here for Aldrum. The outfield is back deep. They've seen his power. Home run number 12 on the season yesterday. I know he's got a goal of 15. Think about throwing to second. He comes home instead, and Aldrum smacks his back foul, 2-2. That would have been tight if DeBrell threw back to Mauricio covering the bag. Rojas a serious lead out at second. Time is called a pitch clock violation here. I knew we were going to see that eventually because everybody's taking their sweet time here today. And that is a automatic ball, so it makes it a full count to Aldrum as DeBrell ran out the clock. He had 18 seconds to throw, and he can't. But he gets Corridor to chase down and away, and that is a big out, number 2 for Tony. Back-to-back strikeouts puts 2 outs on the board, and with a runner in scoring position, here is Jalen Ortiz. He's still searching for his first hit in the series. I have a feeling he's going to pop off here today, and I think Sean might think the same thing, putting him in that cleanup spot. Rojas, a leadoff single, stole a bag out on second. No score here in the bottom of the first inning. DeBrell looks back at the runner, and now he'll come home. Jalen takes a ball outside. Fastball sitting 91-92 here for the righty starter. Jalen takes one below the knees. Ethan Wilson waiting in the on-deck circle should we get to him. Lights have come on here at the ballpark. It's not as if it's getting dark, but with the sun going back and forth behind the clouds, there's a lot of shadows across the field, and just in case, pop those lights on. Here's the 2-0 to Jalen. Takes a swinging strike downstairs, 2-1. No score here in the bottom of the first. Both teams have a leadoff base runner. Binghamton couldn't do anything about theirs. We'll see if Reading can try to get on the board here in the bottom of the first. There are 2 outs, but they've got the fastest guy on the team out at second, and this comes in right at the knees to Jalen. A little frustrated with the call by Treziak, you can tell. And the count moves 2-2. Open stance by the righty batter. 2-2, sent back foul on the roof. He'll get to go again, working DeBrell now up to 20 pitches. So both of these startings getting a little bit of extra work here than I think they might have thought early in this game. Runner on second, 2 away, no score. Bottom of the first inning. Here's the 2-2 to Jalen Ortiz. It is inside and a full count. Back-to-back full counts here. Actually, the third full count at bat that DeBrell has seen in this frame. He got Corridor to go down swinging. Can Ortiz win this battle? Runner on second and 2 away. The starter looks back. Now he comes home. Upstairs, ball 4. And Reading will get a runner on first and second with 2 outs here for Ethan Wilson, who is looking for his first hit of being in Double-A. Now, he's only played in 2 games. He's only had 8 at-bats, but an opportunity for him here to do some damage and get his first hit at the same time. And now we'll see a visit from the pitching coach here as Jerome Williams comes out. Rojas singled to start off this inning and then stole second. Here is Jalen Ortiz walked down to first, and now Ethan Wilson, a true lefty, will come up. Lefties do bat a little bit better. Or lefties do bat a little bit worse against DeBrell, a 150 average compared to 286. First pitch ball here, 2 on and 2 out in the bottom of the first. Reading trying to get on the board first. Mauricio deals downstairs, 2-0. There is 1 open base here. Waiting on deck is Louise Garcia, so back-to-back rookies. Wilson sends this sky high. Over to second base. Ritter making the catch. The Fightin' Phils get 2 base runners, but they fail to put any runs across the board. So scoreless as we go into the top of the second in Baseball Town.
Hey, psst. Yeah, you want to buy some low-priced groceries? Just follow me into this well-lit Lidl grocery store. Here at Lidl, we buy in bulk and cut down on costs wherever possible. Then we pass the savings on to you. Trust me, everything's done totally legit and above board. Nothing to be worried about. Yep, Lidl's pretty great. It's just your run-of-the-mill grocery store, except with way lower prices. Lidl. Suspiciously low-priced groceries.
The Reading Fightin' Phils, in conjunction with Savage Auto Group Fiesta Fridays, are proud to partner with eXp Realty Associate Broker Alex Betances throughout the 2022 season. Visit Alex's convenient website at brgpa.com and search for your perfect home today. His custom search bar makes house hunting online easier than ever, and he's there to answer all your questions. Call Alex today at 610-926-8610. eXp Realty Associate Broker Alex Betances is a proud partner of the Reading Fightin' Phils and all 11 Savage Auto Group Fiesta Friday games during the 2022 season. eXp Realty Group and Alex Betances, where every move matters. Highline Merchandising, formerly Textiles, is your local small business company that provides screen printing, design, and merchandising services for local, national, and international businesses, bands, shows, and festivals, including 7-time Emmy Award-winning show Schitt's Creek and Unsolved Mysteries. Visit our website at highlinemerchandising.com. Into the top of the second we go, scoreless. Both teams get some base runners on. Both teams work up the other starting pitcher's count, but nobody scores, so 0-0 into the second. Brandon McElwain, Nick Meyer, and Jeremy Vasquez. As McElwain takes a first pitch strike here, Mick Abel allowed a leadoff walk in the first, but was able to get out of the inning clean. 23 pitches, a walk and a hit for DeBrell on 26 pitches. Abel gets him to chip it back foul, and he's down 0-2. McElwain's had a heck of a series. Yesterday, a single, a run scored, a hit by pitch that drove in a run. He shoves this down the first baseline foul into the right field grandstand. The seating bowl wraps entirely around here from right to left field. There's a big grandstand on either side, and then a big, main grandstand back behind home plate that goes pretty much from first to third. Here's the 0-2. Inside, it comes off of his bat, and it ends up rolling fair, and stepping off the bag is Aldrum. A very lucky piece of work for the Fightin' Phils as it comes off the knob of his bat and goes down the first base line. And I guess he thought it was going to go foul. And it just stayed fair, and that home plate umpire making the call as Aldrum picks it up unassisted and steps on the bag. There's out number 1. Here's Nick Meyer. He takes a first pitch strike. There's some things that you just can't see in the box score, and that's one of them. That looks like a ground ball out. You never know how crazy it was unless you were here to watch it yourself, and that's one of the things I think I've been able to really take in by having watching all of the games this season is you don't miss out on the little fine details that happen through the game. Here's the 1-1. Chipped back foul, tied him up on the inside with a 96-mile-an-hour fastball.
That ball hit an access into the street. Safety net, safety net. Thank you, safety net.
1-2 downstairs. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Abel's got 1 out quickly here in the top of the second. Mick gets him inside again. He fouls it back. It bounces off the roof and down to the bottom of the row. And a fan puts a handle on it and gets a big foul ball. Righty misses down and away, a full count here to Nick Meyer, the catcher today. Batting just above the Mendoza line, 207. Infield, outfield, back deep. The wind picking up a little bit right to left. And that's a called strike 3. Up and away. Meyer caught looking. Wanted it to be ball 4, but Abel gets his first strikeout here of the day. And out number 2 in the second with a 96-mile-an-hour fastball. And here is the DH, Jeremy Vasquez. Vasquez yesterday 1 for 3 with a bases clearing double in the 8th. That pretty much took the win for the Rumble Ponies. Kind of put the game out of reach for the Fightins. He'll take a ball and then another one inside, 2-0. Ground ball deep in the hole at second. Wendell Rijo slides for it, but he can't come up with the baseball, and into right field it goes. And that is a hit for Jeremy Vasquez to put a runner on first with 2 outs for Matt Whitaker. Bark in the Park night here in Baseball Town. A couple of pups out there. I know it's warm, but we've got water bowls everywhere for them, and hot dogs as well. There's a beautiful golden retriever here in the main grandstand. I saw a couple other ones out there too. Up and away for Matt Whitaker is ball number 1. Abel's throwing 38 pitches here through an inning and 2/3. He's got a runner on first. Here in a scoreless top of the second. Inside. 2 balls and no strikes. Vasquez shuffles off the bag. No stolen bases, no attempts. Just a little bit off first as Abel hits the knees. 2-1. But with 2 outs, he'll be going on contact. Everybody else in the organization had a day game today, and they're all wrapped up as this is shot foul, evening the count at 2. Philly dropped to the Pirates 5-0. They got the shutout, only 4 hits for the Big Phils. They're 3rd in the NL East. Lehigh Valley ended up falling in their game. They took a tough loss to Gwinnett 13-2, just 5 hits. As Abel gets him to chase, and he goes not around. And everybody can't believe it, booing the umpires. They made the appeal to Manzuk. I don't like, I know they have no choice, but I don't like when they do this, because when you're a lefty bat, you appeal to the third base umpire, right? But it's only a 3-man crew, so when there's a runner on first, that third base umpire is at second, and it's not a better view. It's just not. And this pitch misses down and away, ball 4. And while they should have had the strikeout, it ends up being a walk as Whitaker walks down to first, Vasquez to second, and now there's 2 on and 2 out here for the number 9 hitter, Nick Gaddis. Part of that is just AA only has a 3-man crew. And now here is the pitching coach, Matt Hockenberry, to talk to his starter here as the catcher, Friescher, coming out as well. Jersey Shore fell in their game 18-1. They only got 4 hits, and the 1 run coming off, though, a solo home run by Barron Radcliffe, his 14th of the season, and Clearwater fell 6-1. So the pressure is on here. If they want to pick up an organizational win today, the Fightins will have to be the ones to do it, since we're the only ones left standing to play here. And one of just a couple of evening games going on here. Everybody else in the Eastern League is wrapped up. Hockenberry heading back into the dugout. 2 outs on the board, 2 runners on, and here is Nick Gaddis. Abel looks back at second. Now he'll come home inside, and it clips him. And there is a hit by pitch. Reed Bignac, the manager, is going to come see if Gaddis is okay. He's going to walk down to first, and that will load the bases as Vasquez, who singled, Whitaker, who doubled, and Gaddis, who walked, and Gaddis, who was hit by a pitch, will be on third, second, and first, respectively, as we go back to the top of the order with Jake Mangum. Now, Mangum walked to lead this game off and stole a bag to make it to second, but that's where he stopped. And now I'll have the bases loaded and 2 outs in a big situation here. Abel misses outside, 96 on the radar gun, ball 1. Doesn't often give up this many free passes here. He'd rather, work that fastball in and see what they can do. And that's how those 2 solo home runs happened last week. That's what he explained to me after the game. But the bases are loaded here as he misses upstairs 2-0, and there is no place to put Jake Mangum here. But certainly not a guy you want to hang one over the plate to. Vasquez, Whitaker, and Gaddis left to right across the diamond. 2 outs here and a scoreless second, so Abel can still get out of this without any damage. But he misses 3-0 to the lefty bat. Pitch number 47 impending for the starter. Here's the 3-0. That hits the strike zone, 96 with the fastball, pumping it in there. And he gets himself back into the AB. Bases loaded, 2 outs. Time is called. Granted to Mangum. The crowd's not too happy there. He's trying to throw off Mick Abel with a last-minute time call. And he'll step out of the batter's box. Now he'll come back in. A little bit of a shift to the lefty bat here with the bases loaded. And 2 outs. Everyone will be going on contact. Here's the 3-1. Fly ball out to left. Should be playable for Ethan Wilson if he can find it in the sun. And he's there to make the catch. And with the bases loaded, Mick Abel gets out of the inning clean. He gives up a single, a walk, and a hit by pitch, but he strands them all on the base pass, scoreless. Into the bottom of the second we go.
The Reading Fightin' Phils are proud to partner with the Berks County Mental Health and Developmental Disabilities Program. Together, we are striking out the stigma in order to raise community awareness about mental illness and the prevention of suicide. With 3 simple words, "Are you okay?" the hope is to begin a conversation to show Berks County that we care. Suicide affects and hurts everyone, but help is here, and we'll work together to help raise awareness about suicide and identify what we can do as a community to prevent it. People in need of assistance and support should call Crisis Intervention at 610-236-0530. That's 610-236-0530.
Berks Immunization Coalition works to provide leadership and education in promoting age-appropriate immunization across the lifespan for all residents of Berks County. This is a coalition comprised of local physicians, nurse practitioners, school nurses, immunization coordinators, immunization advocates, and pharmaceutical representatives working to encourage continuity of immunization through medical resources. They focus on educating both the community and the providers. For more information, please visit www.immunizeba.org and click Local Coalitions.
Back to the hot dog. Shortstop number 6, Louise Garcia.
A lot of base runners on either side so far today, but no runs across the board as we enter the bottom of the second. Louise Garcia will lead us off. 2 AA games. This is his third here for the Fightin' Phils. He has one hit, a bunt single. He's also walked twice to get on base. He'll take a first pitch strike and then a second one on the outside corner here by Tony DeBrell, who enters with 26 pitches here, a single and a walk allowed in the first. Lefty bat here, Garcia, a switch hitter against a righty, takes a ball down in the dirt, 1-2. Wind making that flag out in center field go from right to left, and the clouds dissipating overhead, so lots of sun right now on the diamond. DeBrell gets a call from Meyer back behind the plate, and Garcia swings the bat all the way around, roping the ball foul. Keep his count. It gets him to chase down and away. They go around the horn with it. Out number 1 here in the second. Strikeout number 3 for Tony. And here is Carlos De La Cruz with one away. For more than 50 years, Penske has called Reading home. We help move lives and businesses forward every day right here in Berks County and across North America. We are hiring and looking for dedicated, driven people to join us. Be a part of something big. Visit Penske.jobs to apply. First pitch to De La Cruz, just below the knees, 1-0. Chases 1-1. De La Cruz, a towering 6'8". Looks tall even to the 6'3" Tony DeBrell, who's lifted up on the mound. De La pokes this the opposite way. It's slow to get to second. Diving for it is Ritter, but it trickles into the outfield. A base hit for De La Cruz here. Puts a runner on with one away for McCarthy Tatum. Nice piece of hitting by De La Cruz. Take a ball down by the knees and send it on the right side of the infield, just where nobody was. So Redding's got a base runner here with one away. Tatum steps in on the right side. Leads the team in slugging percentage because out of his 11 hits, 6 have been for extra bases, a double, a triple, and 4 home runs as he takes a first pitch strike. .542 slugging percentage here. De La Cruz does have a stolen base here in Double-A. He had 3 in High A. He shuffles off the bag at first. McCarthy takes one above the letters 1-1. Setting up on the third base side of the rubber, DeBrell kicks and fires. Tatum goes fishing, comes up with nothing, 1-2. Saw a pitcher's duel yesterday. Reading would love to get on the board early here. We're just in the bottom of the second, no score in Baseball Town. Tatum pops this up sky high. The catcher, Meyer, ripping off his mask, coming to the backstop, and he's there to make the catch. Just in front of that netting for out number 2, and De La forced to stay at first. Here is Vito Friscia. Yesterday we saw a crazy amount of pop-ups in foul territory. I think Reading did it 5 times, and Binghamton at least 3. Here's Vito from the right side. Runner on first and 2 outs in the bottom of the second. Inside to the catcher, 1-0. Clouds now covering the sun here, bringing shadows across the diamond. The breeze is a hot one, though. It is warm out today in late August. School starting all across Berks County. I think pretty much everybody back to school these days as Vito takes one inside again, 2-0. This is smacked back foul on the roof. De La Cruz taking a pretty good lead with 2 outs. He's going on contact. Frisha takes a swinging strike on a 92-mile-an-hour fastball on the outside part of the plate, and that evens the count 2-2. He looks down at manager Sean Williams, who's well past the third base coach's box, waiting to see his runner De La Cruz coming towards him with 2 outs and a runner on first. No score in the bottom of the second. Here's the 2-2. Golf deep in the hole down the third base line, and it shoots foul. Sean gets a handle on it. He's going to send it to a group of screaming kids in the 67 club. They are elated over there with the coolest souvenir in all of sports. We'll reset here as DeBrell's 44th offering coming in. The 2-2 down in the dirt. Good block by Meyer back behind the plate to keep it in front of him. A full count now to Vito Frisha. Can't believe we've only got 3 weeks left of the season here. Just 6 more games at America's Classic Ballpark in 2 weeks on the road. 1 in Hartford and 1 in Altoona to wrap up the season, but man, has it flown by. Here's the payoff pitch. It's ball 4, and even though De La was going, he's going to get second here on the walk. Frisha works, and he'll go down to first. With 2 outs, here's the top of the order for the Fightin' Phils. Johann Rojas will come up to bat. He's already had a hit and a stolen base today. And he'll come up with De La Cruz on second and Frisha on first. A chance for the Fightin' Phils to do some damage here. And a chance for him to do it in front of the coolest fan in the house, his newborn son, who's probably just over a month old so far. Johann Rojas Jr. is in town this week. Little peanut. Super, super tiny. He says, you know, obviously doesn't know what's going on, but still cool to have him here and be able to, you know, get to spend time with him during the season. You know, some people's families, some players' families are able to come out and some are not during the season, and it's a long time to be away. First pitch below the knees. Here's the offering by DeBrell, down and away, ball number 2. And I can imagine that that's pretty difficult for some of these guys, especially the ones that don't get to see their families for, you know, pretty much from March to September. 2 on, 2 out, bottom of the second. Here's the 2-0 inside to Rojas, and it's 3-0, and DeBrell in danger of loading the bases here for Wendell Rijo, who's waiting in the on-deck circle. And there's ball 4. Inside, a 4-pitch walk. Loads the bases here as Rojas walks down to first. Back-to-back walks issued. And this is almost exactly what the Fightins gave to the Binghamton Rumble Ponies in the top of the second. And now the Fightins have it in the bottom half. Binghamton couldn't drive in a run. Ken Redding as Wendell Rijo comes up with the bases loaded and 2 outs. De La Cruz on third, Frisha on second, and Rojas on first. And now there's some jiggling around going on in the Rumble Ponies bullpen. Time is called. Pitch clock violation. That's the second one here against DeBrell. I don't think we've seen any this series. And now he's got 2 here, a leadoff ball to Wendell Rijo. So he starts ahead in the count 1-0. And there's a ball below the knees, 2-0. We already saw one mound meeting by Jerome Williams, their pitching coach here. Fightin' Phils have the bases loaded and 2 outs here. They haven't been able to get that big hit all week. Can somebody do it here for the Fightin' Phils as Rijo takes a called strike on the outside corner, 2-1. De La Cruz singled to reach. Back-to-back walks by Freesia and Rojas have loaded the bases here in a scoreless bottom of the second. And this is a pop-up over to the first baseman, Whitaker, and he makes the catch to end the frame. And both teams have the bases loaded in the second, and both teams cannot bring in a run. So on to the third. Scoreless we go in Reading. White Star Tours and Travel Centers offers the R-Phils fan road trip again this season. It's your chance to hit the road with other R-Phils fans, see an R-Phils road game, meet with an R-Phils player, and see 2 Philadelphia Phillies road games. The White Star R-Phils fan road trip visits Erie and Pittsburgh, Thursday, July 28th through Sunday, July 31st. You see the R-Phils at Erie, meet with an R-Phils player or coach, then head to Pittsburgh for a tour of the city, including the Incline, and a ride on the Yankee Clipper riverboat. You will attend 2 Phillies games versus the Pirates on Friday and Saturday before traveling home Sunday with a stop at the Flight 93 National Memorial. Visit the customer service booth for more info on the White Star R-Phils fan road trip to Erie and Pittsburgh. Space is very limited. Sign up today.
Nursing home neglect is a serious problem. If you or a loved one has suffered from bed sores obtained in a nursing home or a fall down in a nursing home resulting in a fracture, our friends at Swartz Culleton can help. Call the attorneys at Swartz Culleton for a free consultation. Their phone number is 1-800-JUSTICE. That's 1-800-587-8423. Once again, call 1-800-JUSTICE today. Swartz Culleton is a proud sponsor of the Reading Fightin' Phils.
Well, both teams get the bases loaded in the second, and nobody can get a run. So we're scoreless into the third as Carlos Cortez, Ronnie Mauricio, and Luke Ritter are due up. Abel 49 pitches, DeBrell 52 as Mick gets the first pitch strike, and then a second one inside to Cortez. Still keeping with that high velocity fastball, 95. Missing inside. Infield, outfield, back deep to the lefty batter who flew out to right his first time up. Good frame by Freesia. They don't get the call on the outside corner. And it is 2-1. Inside, 3-1. Good frame by Freesia. They don't get the call on the outside corner. And I think a little bit frustrated going on in the Fightin's dugout there as Abel ends up walking Cortez to start off this frame. I'd love to be able to tell if those pitches are in the zone or not, but I have no way of seeing that. Runner on first. This is dribbled off the bat, foul by Ronnie Mauricio down the third baseline. He'll take strike one. Cortez wasn't quite ready to go. He didn't even have that umped mitt on his right hand to help him when he's sliding in. Here's the 0-1. Smacks it back, foul. 96 there for Mick Abel. He's had just one strikeout so far here. Lots of balls in the air for outs so far. In the top of the third, scoreless here. Binghamton 1 hit, and they've taken 3 walks. And Reading 2 hits, and they've taken 2 walks. 3 walks, too. This is well struck deep to right field. De La Cruz back. That's a home run. Ronnie Mauricio, a 2-run blast to put the Binghamton Rumble Ponies on the scoreboard here. His 24th of the season, and he makes it 2-0 Rumble Ponies. Just kept carrying and just made it over the right field fence. And now Abel still looking for his first out here in the bottom of the third, in the top of the third, excuse me. This is sent back foul into the stands. 0-1. Abel here, glove at the chest, a big leg kick, and he comes home and gets him to chase for strike 2. Abel hasn't given up many long balls this summer. Just 8 home runs in total. This is back up the middle, deflected by Wendell Rijo, and into center field. Tried to backhand it as it came off the mound awkwardly. A base hit by Luke Ritter will continue. The line for the Rumble Ponies as they get a runner on with still nobody out for Brandon McElwain. And Mick Abel up to 60 pitches here. Sun is behind some serious clouds down in right field. Not rain clouds, they're just really big white puffy things. And so all the field is in the shade right now, which I'm sure feels good as this is lined into the right field grandstand for strike 1. All the affiliates playing today. During the day, Reading is the only farm system playing here at night as McElwain chases a fastball upstairs down 0-2. The Pirates drop 5-0. Lehigh Valley 13-2. Jersey Shore 18-1. And Clearwater 6-1. So Reading's got their work cut out for them here if they want to come away with the victory as Abel sends this over to Corridor at first. The tag is on, but Ritter back in time. Abel, first round draft pick back in 2020, 15th overall. This is blooped into right field, racing in De La Cruz. It's going to bounce in front of him and then behind him, and off to third goes Ritter. Runners on the corners here with still nobody out. Here's Nick Meyer with 2 on. Meyer struck out looking his first time up. He steps into the righty batter's box. Big swinging strike. Fastball still up to 97 here for Mick Abel. Could tell McElwain's thinking about going. I'm not sure if Freesia would throw it down with a runner on third and a 2-run deficit already. Maybe. We'll have to see. This goes back up the middle, off the mound, and into center field. That'll drive in a run. Trying to get the out at third. No, not in time. It was a good throw by Rojas. But McElwain moves to third as Ritter comes home on Nick Meyer's RBI single. It is 3-0 Binghamton and still nobody out. And now we'll see some action in the Fightin's bullpen. That looks like Mike Adams, which is the go-to guy with runners on. He's been impressive with inheriting runners today. First pitch outside, ball 1. Runners on the corners and nobody out here. All 5 batters that have come up have reached successfully as Freesia blocks one in the dirt. Cortez walked to start it off, a 2-run shot by Mauricio. Put 2 runs on the board. Ritter singled to reach McElwain, singled to put runners on the corners, and Meyer drove 1 in. 2-0 to Jeremy Vasquez, the designated hitter, batting from the left side exclusively. 2-0 popped up down the third base side. McCarthy Tatum giving chase right at the netting. He rams into it. Oof. The ball ends up well into the stands. His glove comes flying off. I don't know if he realized how close to the fence he was there. He's shaking off his right hand. He's going to head back to third, though. I think that just kind of took the wind out of him, too. Doesn't request the trainer out of the dugout, though. He's going to come back in at third. But that'll be a strike to Vasquez, so the count moves 2-1. This is fly ball out to center. Rojas coming in, there to make the catch. He fires into home. It's cut off by Corridor. He wants to throw it to second, but he can't. No run score, though, as Meyer tags up. They're going to check in at first and make sure he tagged. I think Sean doesn't think he does. He's going to come out and talk to the first base umpire, Acosta. He must have got to second very quickly if he tagged. Sean does not believe he did. And Redding double checking at the bag. They threw it over to Wendell Rijo, who was covering and stepped on there. So that just goes into a fly out for Vasquez, and they do get out number one. Sean still getting in some words to Acosta there, and he's ejected. Now he might as well get his words in here. He does not think that Nick Meyer tagged up at first base on that fly out. That's what this is about here. Sean hasn't been ejected in quite a while, but he has been ejected numerous times this season. And what that's about, he sticks up for his players. He cares about them. He doesn't want them to get ejected. He'd rather get the piece in. And you know what? You got to respect it, because you like a manager that cares about his guys. And Sean is certainly that person. This is his 6th ejection of the season. The last one coming back on the 5th versus Hartford. So he'll have to go and get his things out of the dugout and head back to the clubhouse. And hitting coach Tyler Henson usually taking over as the manager. But we've got a couple of coordinators in town, so we'll have to see who will take over. I know the field coordinator, Andy Abad, is in town. A pitching analyst, Mark Lowy, probably not him, but maybe he's in the dugout. Dickie Knowles is here as well from the Phillies, so I would imagine it's Tyler Henson, but I guess we'll all find out who comes out to third when the Fightin' Phils hit. But manager Sean Williams will go into the clubhouse after being ejected, and there's a runner on second, Nick Meyer, a runner on third, Brandon McElwain, and 2 outs here in the top of the third. Binghamton leads 3-0, or 1 out here, excuse me. And Binghamton with a 3-0 lead. Here is Matt Whitaker. Infield's going to come in. They're going to try to get the out at the plate here since there's no force at first. This is popped up. Freisha ripping off his mask. It's going to come into the stands about 5 rows back and bouncing all the way up. Good effort there by Vito. But he can't get anything out of it. Two on, 1 out. Cuts on, checks his swing. He doesn't go around. 1-1, and the crowd not happy with these calls by the umpires. Binghamton leads 3-0 here in the top of the third. They've got runners on second and third with 1 out. Infield on the grass. Abel misses outside 2-1. The righty up to 73 offerings here. Tried to get out without any more damage done. Ronnie Mauricio a 2-run shot, and Nick Meyer an RBI single here in this frame. Redding's got Mike Adams warming up in the bullpen. Here's a 2-1, and he gets him to chase high heat, still 97 on the radar gun for strike number 2. Whitaker in on the left side here. Here's the 2-2 upstairs again. This time he holds off, and the count is now full. Abel does have an open bag at first, which would set up the force play all around. But he's just looking for out number 2 here, and the infield's going to stay in on that grass edge. Time is called. It's granted to the batter as he takes off his helmet and wipes his brow. Abel set up on the first base side of the rubber. 5 hits for the Rumble Ponies, 2 for the Fightin Phils, and they lead 3-0 over Reading in the top of the 3rd. Glove of the chest out of the stretch with 2 on. Here's the payoff pitch, strike 3. A swing and a miss as Whitaker chases a fastball. And there is a big out number 2 for Mick Abel here as the infield can reset with 2 outs. Here's the number 9 hitter, Nick Gaddis. That was just his second strikeout, but an important one for the 21-year-old. And that'll be it as Tyler Henson, who's going to be the acting manager here, comes out and points to the bullpen. They'll go with Mike Adams to get us out of the top of the 3rd. Mick Abel exits with a standing ovation from the crowd here. A 3-0 lead by Binghamton stuck in the top of the 3rd. And we're going to take a break. We'll be right back, though, allowing Adams some time to warm up here.
The Enersys Power Alley Pub features a 2.5-hour all-you-can-eat buffet, private bar with bartender, 2 rows of seats, bar stool seating, and 4 cafe tables. The pub provides your party a private area to enjoy the ball game away from other fans. The Enersys Power Alley Pub may accommodate groups of 40 to 60 people. Enjoy socializing with your group and watch the game with a unique vantage point.
Highline Merchandising, formerly Textiles, is your local small business company that provides screen printing, design, and merchandising services for local, national, and international businesses, bands, shows, and festivals, including 7-time Emmy Award-winning show Schitt's Creek and Unsolved Mysteries. Visit our website at highlinemerchandising.com.
Celebrate the history of our national pastime at the National Baseball Hall of Fame and Museum in Cooperstown. See priceless treasures that will bring your baseball memories to life. Connect with events that have shaped and changed the game and our country. Our stories to tell, your memories to share. Plan your family visit today at baseballhall.org. See you in Cooperstown, where the journey becomes legend.
Adams comes out of the Alvernia University Golden Wolves bullpen. He inherits McElwain on 3rd and Meyer on 2nd, and 2 outs here in the top of the 3rd. Binghamton leads 3-0, and he'd like to leave it at that if he can. Sees the number 9, Nick Gaddis, a first pitch strike, the 95-mile-an-hour fastball on the outside corner. Adams has been really stellar out of the bullpen, inheriting runners. He's inherited 16 this season. He's only allowed 3 to score. Gaddis shoves this back foul down 0-2. That's really good under pressure. Those runs don't even, track to you, so certainly helping out his team in a big way. Leads the team in wins with 6, and he's been impressive in the month of August. Here's the 0-2 with 2 outs and 2 on. Popped into right field, playable for De La Cruz. As he comes in, he makes the catch, and Adams gets the job done here, stranding his 2 inherited runners. 3 runs do score for Binghamton off a Ronnie Mauricio home run and an RBI single by Nick Meyer. And they have a 3-0 lead as we go into the bottom of the 3rd. Reading looking to cut in.
Join us as we celebrate Reading's Hispanic and Latino culture during 12 Friday home games this season. With Savage 61 Fiesta Fridays presented by eXp Realty, Breakthrough Beverage, Humane Pennsylvania, Origlio Beverage, and Mal Beer. Fiesta Fridays feature special Los Luchador de Reading uniforms, Hispanic and Latino food and music, and other cultural elements throughout the ballpark. Get your tickets now by calling 610-370-BALL or visiting us at the Weidenhammer ticket office at FirstEnergy Stadium.
ROG Orthodontics is the proud official partner of the ROG Orthodontics Fightin' Phil's Kids Club. Join today at Fightins.com to get your free ROG Orthodontics Kids Club t-shirt and visit FantasticSmiles.com for more information on why ROG Orthodontics is voted #1 in Berks and Monco. ROG Orthodontics and the Fightin' Phils, two great hometown partners.
Savage Auto Group is a proud sponsor of Fiesta Fridays. Enjoy an Our Phil's game, great food, music, and entertainment. The team will play in their Los Luchadores de Reading Latino tribute uniforms. Visit Timmy Profit and Savage Auto Group, Pennsylvania's most awarded dealership for all your automotive needs.
Binghamton leads Reading 3-0 as we enter the bottom of the third inning, but Reading has their heart of the order up. Aldrin Corridor, Jalen Ortiz, and Ethan Wilson here in the bottom of the third inning. And they'll try to at least cut into the lead, if not perhaps come up with 3 runs, as Aldrin Corridor takes the first pitch ball inside. Tony DeBrowne still out on the rubber, 52 pitches for the starter. There was some movement in their bullpen. Now there's not, as they have an early lead over the Fightin' Phils. Here's a 2-0 downstairs, 3-0. Reading just looking for a leadoff base runner here to start off this bottom half. Aldrum 0 for 1, a strikeout back in the first. Infield, outfield, back deep. He takes ball 4, and 4 pitches will send the leadoff runner down to first. And here is Jalen Ortiz with a runner on and nobody out. Here's Jalen Ortiz with Aldrin Corridor down at first. And nobody out. Ortiz walked in his last at-bat. He will look to keep the line moving for the Fightin' Phils. DeBrowne working out of the stretch comes way inside to Jalen, bouncing him out of the batter's box, evening the count at 1. And Corridor shuffling off the bag at first. Here's a 1-1. Down and away, 2-1. Good take there by Jalen on the fastball that misses outside. Reading no runs on 2 hits. Binghamton 3 runs on 5 hits as Ortiz takes a off-speed pitch at the top of the zone for a called strike 2. And now there's somebody up and throwing in the bullpen for the Rumble Ponies here. 2-2. Club down the left field line. It's fair. Corridor rounding second. He's going to go for 3 as it's all the way to the corner. A stand-up double for Jalen Ortiz. Puts 2 in scoring position. That's his 24th double of the season. And the Fightin' Phils have something brewing here in the bottom of the third with Ethan Wilson coming up and nobody out. Wilson still in search of his first AA hit here, and he's got a big opportunity at least to drive in a run if he can send something into the outfield. Reading down by 3 in the bottom of the third. And he takes the first pitch called strike. He popped up to the second baseman his first time up. He's only had 9 at-bats here in AA. There's a swinging strike. Excuse me, called strike 1-1. Crowd here very into this game. They have been the entire time, and it's a little slow rolling, about an hour and 15 minutes in the bottom of the third, but they've been invested, and you got to give them credit for supporting the hometown team. As DeBrell steps on the third base side of the rubber. Corridor on third, Ortiz on second here. Nobody out in the bottom of the third. Wilson takes a hefty swinging strike, and there is out number 1 here in the third. Here's Louise Garcia with 2 on.
Number 6, Louise Garcia.
Garcia switch hitting in from the left side. Chance to at least drive in a run for the Fightin' Phils. Sends it back foul into the net behind home plate. He does have a hit here in Double-A. It was a bunt single on Friday night. Also has walked twice, but he struck out swinging back in the second. DeBrell up to 65 pitches here, and it looks like they have Michael Krause warming up in the bullpen. He made his Double-A debut earlier this week. That'll be a righty for the Fightins to face. 0-1 down in the dirt. This inning started off with a corridor walk and then a double by Ortiz to put them both into scoring position. Shadows all across the field as the sun back behind the clouds. Here's the 1-1 from DeBrell, a hefty swinging strike. The catcher Meyer fires down to third, corridor back in time. He actually covered his head there to make sure that the ball didn't pop off him. It was an aggressive throw by Meyer, but not in time. Tyler Henson taking over manager duties down the third baseline, and Michael Jones remains at first. Here's the 1-2. Corkscrewed back, probably into the parking lot, and he'll keep his count. Fightin' Phils have had a good number of base runners in this game. They've stranded 5 so far, trying not to do that here in the bottom of the third, down by 3. Clips this down the first base side. It's bobbled by Whitaker. Hustle to the bag. He's not there in time, but he drives in alternate corridor. I don't know how DeBrell got there first. If anything, a tie is going to go to the runner, and now Tyler Henson is going to come over to talk to Harley Acosta, and Mike Jones is up in the face here of the crew chief. We've already seen him eject manager Sean Williams earlier. I mean, that was a bang-bang play, and Garcia flew down the first base line. Does put a run on the board here as Aldrin Corridor comes across the plate, so they're just down by 2. And I don't know what happened to DeBrell either. Might have twisted his ankle because the trainer is coming out here. And the entire stadium, which is probably at least 4,000 people right now, are booing this umpire crew. And Henson heading back over to first, not getting the call that he wanted, and neither is Mike Jones down at first, looking to perhaps walk it off. And they are going to take the starter out of the game, not because of the situation, but he's coming out with the trainer here, Vanessa Weisbach, as maybe perhaps twisted his ankle going to first. Redding gets a run on the board here as Aldrin Corridor comes across, and Garcia will get an RBI. And we're going to take a break and allow the reliever to warm up in the bottom of the third. Runner on and 2 outs for the Fightin' Phils with Carlos De La Cruz due up. Stuck in the bottom of the third inning. Binghamton has a 3-1 lead here as the Fightin' Phils do get a run on the board and a ground out by Louise Garcia in kind of a controversial play. And Jalen Ortiz moves over to third. There's 2 outs here for Carlos De La Cruz, who represents the tying run. And he lines this into left. Over the head of Gaddis. Ortiz scoring easily. He's hustling for 2 as it's at the corner. And the Fightin' Phils get within 1 run of the Rumble Ponies here on Carlos De La Cruz's double. Driving in Jalen Ortiz. And they keep the line moving as McCarthy Tatum has a runner in scoring position. Michael Krause coming in for Tony DeBrell, who was taken out with injury. We saw Krause actually make his AA debut earlier this week, and he had an impressive inning. Krause out of Murraysville, Pennsylvania, and it's pretty local here. There's been some Mets fans in the crowd this week with Brandon McElwain from Newtown, Pennsylvania, so there are a couple back behind home plate as Tatum sends this back foul. Out at second, De La Cruz. 2 outs here in the bottom of the third. Reading trails 3-2 as Tatum takes a called strike up and away. Final line is closed on DeBrell with Ortiz coming home. 2 2/3, 3 hits, 2 runs, 4 walks, and 4 strikeouts. Both of the starters coming out earlier probably than expected here in Sunday's contest. Tatum shoves this deep to right center field. McElwain at the warning track, and he's there to make the catch just a couple feet shy of the home run fence. That will end the inning with the Fightin' Phils pick up 2 runs on 2 hits and a walk, and they're down by just 1 as we go into the top of the 4th here in Baseball Town.
Gear up for Fightin' Phils season. Visit the Brentwood Industries Fightin' Phils team store at FirstEnergy Stadium, or check out our online store 24 hours a day, 7 days a week at rphils.com/shop. We have a wide variety of Fightin' Phils hats, t-shirts, kids apparel, and more. Looking for something new? Check out our latest selections of Los Luchadores de Reading and Reading Hot Dogs gear, plus throwback, black, R-Train, R-Phils attire. Root for your Fightins in style. Stop by the Brentwood Industries Fightins team store or rphils.com/shop.
The sound of an ice-cold Corona is music to my ears. Oh, run that back. Dope. Now drop that beat. And hit me with the hook, player. Hey, whatever you do with your fine life, just do you, player. Relax responsibly. Corona Extra Beer, imported by Crown Imports, Chicago, Illinois.
The Fightin' Phils know who to call for trash and recycling services. A proven winner, JP Mascaro & Sons. The industry leader for over 50 years. Trust the familiar Mascaro Blue Elephant to provide dependable, quality service for your home or business. That's JP Mascaro & Sons, one of the top companies in its industry. Trash and recycling services for home, business, and industry. We are hiring and have open positions in Berks County. Check our website for open positions at jpmascaro.com or call 1-888-MASCARO. JP Mascaro & Sons, ready to serve you.
Here we go into the top of the 4th, and the Fightin' Phils have got themselves back in this game. Binghamton leads just 3-2 now, as Mike Adams is going to get a fresh inning of work here. And on with the play-by-play is Ryan Noyes.
How you doing, Emily?
Thanks for joining us here. Jake Mangum leading us off here. Ryan, a baseball player in our Dream League, and always with the team. You might know him a little bit better than I do, if there's anybody. Mangum takes back-to-back swinging strikes, down 0-2. Walked and flew out to left his first time up. Adams came in with 2 outs, and he got a fly ball to right for the out he needed to end the 3rd. And now he'll get a fresh frame here, 1-2.
Adams, the 1-2 pitch. comes in low and inside to Magnum as the count runs to 2-2 with no outs in the inning. Adams took 4 pitches to complete the first inning as Corridor drops the ball. Yeah.
Ground ball over to the third baseman Tatum and on to first, and it kind of was a little bit high, popping out of the glove of Corridor, and the error is going to go to McCarthy there. Just a little bit too high for Aldrin to get a good handle on it. And that allows a leadoff runner to reach. Here's Carlos Cortez from the left side.
Cortez has flown out to the right fielder De La Cruz and walked and scored.
Takes the first pitch ball inside.
As the 1-0 pitch comes low and outside for a ball, the count goes to 2-0. Reading, playing as the Hot Dogs today, has 2 runs on 4 hits and 1 error. As the next pitch comes inside and low to Cortez, the count goes to 3-0. Rumble Ponies have 3 runs on 5 hits and no errors. As the next pitch comes high to Cortez, so he walks, and that puts Mangum at second and Cortez at first. That brings up Ronnie Mauricio, who has had a home run and has popped out to the shortstop Garcia.
Mauricio got the run scoring started in the third with a 2-run blast deep to right field. And Binghamton was able to put up 1 more in that frame, so they lead 3-2.
As the first pitch is a swing and a miss on the 94-mile-an-hour fastball by Adams.
2 on, nobody out here, top of the 4th inning. Force out at every base here for Mike.
As the next pitch comes popped up, foul on the high fastball, and the count goes to 2-1. And
0-2 for Mike. 2 on.
As the next pitch is into the gap, and that will score Mangum. Cortez gets held at third, and Ronnie Mauricio has another RBI, and that makes it a 4-2 game on the RBI stand-up double. And that brings up Luke Ritter. He has flown out to the center fielder and singled and scored in his at-bats.
Cortez down at third, Mauricio at second here. Adams still looking for his first out in the top of the 4th. Reading got 2 runs back in the bottom of the 3rd. They're trying not to give them up so quickly here. The infield's going to come in a little bit, looking for a play at the plate if possible.
And now the fastball comes for a strike. The count runs to 0-1 on Luke Ritter. Adams set. Here's the pitch. Is a ball down in the zone. Cortez at third, Mauricio at second. 1-1 count with no outs in the inning. Here is the 1-1 pitch, is low and outside for a ball, and the count goes to 2-1.
Adams working out of the stretch here with 2 on. He has the baseball back behind his back. Now he comes set the red glove behind his head.
As the next pitch comes inside to Ritter, count goes to 3-1 with nobody out in the inning.
Popped up into the stands. The count moves full, and Adams trying to get out number 1.
here is the 3-2 pitch, and Ritter pops it up. De La Cruz coming in. He makes the catch, and Cortez has no tag, so there's one man out in the inning, and that will bring up Brandon McElwain, who has grounded out and singled and went to third, did not score on that. So he is 1 for 2 on the day, and the infield is all the way in now with one away in the inning. And here is the pitch. It is in the dirt for a ball, 1-0, with one man out in the inning.
Binghamton got 3 in the top of the third on Mauricio's home run and a single by Meyer. Reading put on 2 in the bottom half, thanks to Garcia and De La Cruz, and now Binghamton tacking on another one here, 4-2 in the top of the fourth inning.
As the next pitch comes in for a called strike to McElwain. Here's the 1-1 pitch. It is out. It is low and outside for a ball.
Good block there by Vito. He had to slide over to protect the plate from it going all the way to the backstop. Cortez is taking just a little bit of a lead out at third, but you know he's got some speed on him and could come home.
As here's the pitch, De La Cruz has to run over to his right, and it will drop in front of him just near the Reading Hot Dogs bullpen. And that is a foul ball, so the count goes to 2-2.
Good ground coverage there by De La Cruz. So that's a tough play here because if he makes the catch, Cortez is going to try to tag up at third. If he doesn't make the catch, he doesn't get the out.
And you don't. Do you think it was kind of sort of like maybe like, you know, I don't want to catch it because
I think he's a guy that gives all his effort. And he covered a lot of ground there, and
definitely.
it was down at his ankles by the time he got to it. Yeah. But they do get a long strike.
Yeah. As the next pitch is
down
low and away, and the count goes to 3-2 with one man out in the frame in the top of the fourth inning. As the next pitch is in the dirt for a ball, McElwain will walk, and that will load the bases. And Nick Meyer is coming up to the plate.
This does set up the force play here for Mike Adams, as Reading can now turn a double play to get out of this frame. Infield will step back here. Adams has actually turned 6 ground ball double plays here in the season, so a big opportunity presents himself. If they can get a ground ball out of Meyer, they can get out of the inning without any more damage done.
As the first pitch comes low and away to Meyer for ball 1.
Bases loaded here, 1 out.
As the next pitch is also a ball, the count goes to 2-1.
Reading looks like they've got Tyler McKay down in the bullpen here for the Fightins.
As the next pitch is swung on and missed, the count goes to 1-2.
A hefty swinging strike there from Meyer. Looked like he kind of wanted to take it to the fence as he had an RBI single his last time up. He's got the bases loaded here and 1 away.
As the next pitch is sent out to right, De La Cruz makes the catch. Cortez tagging, and the throw is up the third base line. So that is a sacrifice fly by Nick Meyer. That makes the score 5-2. And up steps Jeremy Vasquez, designated hitter today.
Quickly as the Fightin' Phils get the runs in the bottom of the third, they give them back up in the top of the fourth, and it's now a 3-run ball game here as Binghamton leads 5-2 in the top of the fourth. It's still early on in this game. We've got a lot of baseball left to be played, and certainly as easily as Binghamton scoring these runs today, the Fightin' Phils can as well. They just got to get out of this frame, but now there's 2 outs.
As the first pitch to Jeremy Vasquez comes low for a ball.
Adams looks back at second. Now he comes home, bouncing it over the plate. 2-0 here. The ball hit the dirt. They're going to get some more baseballs here from the bat boy today. 2 on for Binghamton. Mauricio out at second. McElwain at first. 2 outs here in the top of the 4th.
Adams, the 2-0 is high and outside for a ball. The count goes to 3-0. Vasquez, 26 years old, drafted in the 28th round in 2017, born in Palm City. As the next pitch comes in for a strike. As the next pitch is popped up, and Garcia is under it, and he makes the catch for the 3rd out of the inning. We go to the bottom of the 4th with a score 5-2, Binghamton.
Into the bottom of the 4th here in Reading, Binghamton now leads 5-2 as Vito Fresia sends this into shallow right field. Going back, the first baseman, Whitaker, takes the ball off his back in fair territory as the first baseman and the second baseman both go for it. There's no communication, and it ends up bouncing off a Binghamton defensive player. And safe at first is Vito Fresia on a base hit. Took it right off the butt. No other way to say it this time. So there's a runner on first and nobody out here for the top of the order.
Rojas takes a called strike around the knees for a strike. The count goes to 0-1. Cruz looks back at Fresia. And now here's the 0-1 pitch. And McElwain running in. And the second baseman, Ritter, makes the catch for out number 1.
Second baseman number 5.
Here comes Wendell Rijo. He has struck out swinging and popped out to the first baseman, Whitaker.
Binghamton got an early lead. Reading cut into it. It was 3-2 after 3, but the Rumble Ponies put up another 2 in the top of the 4th. Now they lead by 3 here.
As the first pitch comes in for a called strike. And the count goes to 0-1. Krause, the 0-1 pitch, and Rijo sends this into the gap around the bullpen as he will get a stand-up double, and Freesia will go to third on that double around the bullpen, the Binghamton bullpen for a
That
double.
came off the bat sharply. I can't imagine the exit velocity there down the left field
It's
line.
gonna be crazy.
And he moves 2 into scoring position here for the team's RBI leader, Aldrin Corridor. Coming up, and the Fightin' Phils have a chance to cut into Binghamton's lead once again here in the bottom of the 4th, just 1 out. As the lefty comes up here against Michael Krause for the first time.
And the first pitch is a called strike. Third baseman Gaddis plays in around the grass, but the other infielders play in the deep dirt around the outfield grass area.
Little bit of a shift on the lefty batter here as Mauricio kind of back behind second. So Corridor, a lot of space on the left side of the infield if he can poke it the opposite way.
As the next pitch comes outside for a ball, as Corridor pops this. Gaddis on the run, but it will go untouched, foul. As the count goes to 1-2.
Aldrin 0 for 1 today. He did walk in the 3rd and score the first run for the Fightin' Phils in that frame. But a chance to do some serious damage here yesterday. He had an absolute monster home run deep to right field. They know his power. They're back deep in that outfield.
That's the next pitch, check swing, and they say that Corridor went for a called strike.
He is not happy with that call, and Meyer's going to have to put the tag on him as he walks back to the dugout, frustrated with the strikeout. There's out number 2 on the board here for Reading as Jalen Ortiz comes up. Reading has left a good number on the base paths today here, 6. Trying not to do so in the bottom of the 4th. And now Wendell Rijo arguing with Kevin Manduk down at 3rd. Tyler Henson's getting in the way here. We don't need Rijo to be ejected. Fresia's going to come and pull him away as Henson's going to do the dirty work here. Not getting along with this umpire crew. Rijo still being pushed away by Vito Fresia. And Henson and Manduk standing very close to each other. We already saw Sean Williams ejected by Harley Acosta, who has now joined this conversation. Rijo sticking up for his player here. And I think he has been ejected too, as he shakes his head and walks back to the dugout. And we'll see who that brings out here. Still getting in a couple words here. He's going to point to the dugout. Harley Acosta going back down to 1st. He'll come and talk to Mitch Trezak as it looks like they're going to send in Kevin Vicuña, who can take over at second base defensively here. That's the 2nd ejection. Reading has had 3 games with 2 ejections this season, the last occurring when we were out at Hartford when Vito Fresia and Mike Jones were ejected on June 5th. And here is Jalen Ortiz now with 2 on. It'll be Fresia on 3rd and Kevin on 2nd here. And a chance to do some damage, but 2 outs on the board. Ortiz had a big double back in the 3rd. Also walked, so he's been on base twice this game as Rijo heads back into the clubhouse. Interesting Sunday getaway day, that's for sure. 2 on and 2 out. The Fightin's down by 3.
As the next pitch, Mauricio calls off everyone and makes the catch for the 3rd out.
Fightin' Phils get 2 base runners on 2 hits here, but they can't bring anybody in. And they're down by 3 as we go to the top of the 5th in this marathon ball game. Into the top of the 5th inning, Binghamton picks up another 2 runs, and the Fightin' Phils can't put one on in the bottom of the 4th, so they lead 5-2 here as Tyler McKay comes out of the Alvernia University Golden Wolves bullpen, and Matt Whitaker steps up to the plate.
As McKay delivers 2 straight strikes, and the count goes to 0-2. McKay, the 0-2 pitch is in the dirt for a ball. The count goes to 1-2. As Whitaker pops it into right field and De La Cruz makes the catch. And now up steps Nick Gaddis. He is 0 for 1 on the day with a fly out to the right fielder De La Cruz and a hit by pitch.
Takes a wild swing on a fastball to go down 0-1.
As the next pitch comes in for a strike, 1-2. Or excuse me, 0-2.
Adams finishes after an inning and a third.
As the next pitch is hit to the shortstop Garcia. There's on the corridor at first for the out, and there are 2 outs in the inning for Jake Mangum.
Adams an inning and a third of work, 1 hit, 2 runs. They were unearned because of the error, 2 walks, and no strikeouts on a total of 36 pitches, and McKay takes over here in the top of the 5th.
As the next pitch is on for a strike.
Clips the outside corner, which we've seen hit or miss so far today. Sometimes they get it, sometimes they don't.
As the next pitch is a called strike.
So back-to-back calls on that outside corner go to Tyler McKay, and 2 quick outs here in the top of the 5th.
As the 0-2 pitch nearly clips Mangum for a ball, 1-2. As the next pitch, Mangum hits it to right field, slams his bat in frustration as De La Cruz makes the catch. 1-2-3 inning for Tyler McKay. We go to the bottom of the inning, and the score is 5-2 in favor of Binghamton.
Heading into the bottom of the 5th inning, Binghamton leads Reading 5-2. Krause's day is done after an inning and a third, 3 hits, no runs, no walks, and 1 strikeout on 14 pitches. That's an impressive Double-A debut. We've actually seen some really solid ones this week as Osterberg for the Fightins had an inning and a third clean yesterday. Reading will try to cut into this 3-run lead by the Rumble Ponies. Ethan Wilson, Louise Garcia, and Carlos De La Cruz due up in this frame as Wilson takes the ball inside. Antonio Santos coming out of the Alvernia University bullpen here. This is a ground ball into the hole on the left side, and he gets his first Double-A hit. Beautiful piece of hitting as he goes the opposite way and beats the shift, as his teammates are really excited from him. They get the baseball in the dugout. They make sure they get the baseball for him. That's pretty sweet. So there's a runner on first and nobody out here for Luis Garcia, who had an RBI in his last at-bat. He lays down a bunt back to the pitcher. Santos fires to first. They get the out there, but he drives the runner into scoring position, so a sacrifice bunt. Put that in your scorebooks. 1-3 moves Wilson over to second. He had 25 stolen bases out in Jersey Shore. And here is Carlos De La Cruz, who is halfway towards a cycle, a single and a double in his first 2 at-bats today. Come up with a runner on and 1 away. De La Cruz takes a swinging strike on an off-speed pitch. 0-1. We saw Santos back in Tuesday's game. 3 clean innings on 46 pitches. He did allow just 1 hit. De La lines this into left. Diving in is the left fielder Cortez. It pops out of his glove, and Wilson moves to third. He had to hold up to make sure it wasn't caught, and De La Cruz will get credit for the base hit, as it was a tough play for Cortez. And he's lucky the ball didn't get further away from him. Kind of deflected off of his glove and dribbled away. And now Reading has runners on the corners here. A 3-hit evening for De La Cruz. And here is McCarthy Tatum with an opportunity to cut into this 3-run deficit here in the kind of middle innings of this game. Tatum takes a called strike on the outside corner. Santos working with runners on the corners and just 1 out. Mike Jones gives some information to De La. He might be taking off for second here. Tatum chases a pitch down below. He takes a swinging strike. With a runner on third, you'll have to see if Meyer would throw down to second and risk Wilson coming home, who's got some speed on him. Certainly, he's going to be protecting the plate. Reading's been aggressive on the base pass here in the second half of the season. Tatum watches a called strike come in on the inside, a 93-mile-an-hour fastball, and there is out number 2 here in the 5th as Vito Fresia, a chance with 2 outs now and 2 runners on. He's been on base twice today, a walk and a single. Get some Shakira going as his walk-up song. That certainly brings some energy here. In on the right side, Wilson on third, De La Cruz on first. And he takes the ball down and away. Reading 2 runs on 8 hits. They certainly have had their share of base runners here today. Binghamton 5 runs on 6 hits. Fightin Phils have made 1 error in the field. There's a ball below the knees. Fresia gets ahead in the count, 2-0. Waiting in the on-deck circle, Rojas representing the top of the order. Santos looks back at first. Now he comes set at the waist. Big leg kick, the 2-0. In at the knees this time, 2-1. Well, I said we would see sun all in this game, but it's starting to set here. So we reach the 2-hour mark only in the 5th inning. And there is a called strike on the outside corner. Fresia turns and looks at Treziak and then asks for time as he steps out of the batter's box. Sun is completely gone by 8 p.m. nowadays, late in summer. Runners on the corners, 2 outs. Freesia sends this deep to right center field. That's going to drop in and go all the way to the wall. He's hustling for 2. Here's the throw in. De La Cruz coming home as well. A 2-run double for Vito Freesia. And the Fightin' Phils are down by just 1 now. The cheers of the crowd electric here at America's Classic Ballpark. Reading not saying die today. Here's the top of the order, Johann Rojas with a runner in scoring position. That went all the way out to the right center field wall. Not even a throw in to get Freesia at second. Rojas, a single and a walk today. He takes a ball up and away. That's a big hit for the Fightins. That's what they've been missing kind of this entire series, is that big go-ahead hit. And I know they're down by 1, but getting themselves into this game and not leaving runners on the bases here in the bottom of the 5th is huge, as Rojas takes one on the outside part of the plate, 1-1. It's very warm here in Reading. It is warm and humid and sticky, even as there's no sun. But a slight breeze going right to left. It's warm air, but it's something. A hefty swinging strike by Rojas down to his knees, 1-2. Binghamton got on the board first, 3 runs in the top of the 3rd with Ronnie Mauricio's home run. The Fightin' Phils cut into that lead by 1. And then the Rumble Ponies added 2 more in the top of the 4th to make it 5-2. And now Reading putting up a 2 spot so far here in the 5th. Down by just 1 as Rojas takes the ball outside, 2-2. Freesia out on second, 2 outs here in the bottom of the 5th. Santos kicks and fires. This is a ground ball over to Mauricio on a couple hops. He sends it to first, and that will end the inning. But the Fightin' Phils pick up 2 runs on 3 hits, and they get within 1 of the Rumble Ponies onto the 6th here in Baseball Town.
The Fightin' Phils know who to call for trash and recycling services. A proven winner, JP Mascaro & Sons. The industry leader for over 50 years. Trust the familiar Mascaro Blue Elephant to provide dependable, quality service for your home or business. That's JP Mascaro & Sons, one of the top companies in its industry. Trash and recycling services for home, business, and industry. We are hiring and have open positions in Berks County. Check our website for open positions at jpmascaro.com or call 1-888-MASCARO. JP Mascaro & Sons, ready to serve you.
Berks Packing is a family-owned and operated meat processor located here in Reading, specializing in hot dogs, ham, specialty meats, and more. Berks Packing provides America's Classic Ballpark with quality products, including the highly acclaimed flat-top grilled hot dog. Join us for Berks Packing Sunday Family Fun Days at Sunday home games all season long at FirstEnergy Stadium.
Lidl is a normal grocery store with aisles and shelves and high-quality groceries. But only Lidl has really low prices. Like so low they're too good to be true. But true. Lidl, suspiciously low-priced groceries.
Reading picks up 2 runs in the bottom of the 5th inning, so Binghamton just has a 5-4 lead here. Tyler McKay pitched the first 1-2-3 frame of this game in the top of the 5th, and he'll try to do the same as Carlos Cortez takes the first offering out to center field, and Rojas is there to make the catch for out number 1. McKay, 12 pitches here and 4 outs as Ronnie Mauricio comes up. Every time that Binghamton tries to take that, influential lead, Reading chips right back into it. They're not letting this ball game go, even on a getaway Sunday. And it's not us who's getting away, so sorry. It's Binghamton. McKay hits the outside corner, 0-1. Reading will lead for the road trip for Hartford tomorrow, so I know everyone's like, oh, they get 1 day off a week. Well, it's like a half a day because we're taking the bus down to Hartford. Here's the 0-1, shoved foul down the left field line. But Hartford's fun. I think everybody's excited to play at that ballpark. It's built, I think it was in 2016, so it's like beautiful, you know, all these facilities and space. And I think the guys really like playing there. Here's the 0-2, chipped over the head of McKay. Garcia there to make the play at second, a bullet onto first. And there is out number 2. He's looked good at shortstop. Listed as his main position, but he's played kind of middle infield for us and Jersey Shore, and we've seen him at second twice so far, and now his first appearance at shortstop. 2 outs for Tyler McKay. He's retired all 5 batters he's faced as Luke Ritter comes up 1 for 3 today from the right side. Tyler deals outside with the fastball, 93, 1-0. All the other affiliates played during the day today, and everybody took a loss. So Reading trying to come home with the farm system victory here today. They trail by 1. And the top of the 6th as Tyler misses outside again, 2-0. This is well struck out to center field. Johann Rojas coming over. And he's there to make the catch. Another 1-2-3 frame by Tyler McKay. And he sits him down very quickly here to put his team right back up to bat. Bottom of the 6th we go, down by just 1 run.
K Pool and Spa offers a variety of expert services for both in and above ground pools and hot tubs. They provide the service for Pool Pavilion at the FirstEnergy Stadium and keep it clean and maintained throughout the entire season. Based in Reading, Pennsylvania, they've been family owned and operated for 40 years. Turn to K Pool and Spa for the best value and professional service.
International Fireworks is the official fireworks provider for the R-Phils. International Fireworks shoots all 33 fireworks shows throughout the R-Phils season, including 6 Mega Blast fireworks shows. International Fireworks also provides the pregame fireworks after the national anthem at each game. International Fireworks has a retail store in nearby Douglasville, Pennsylvania, where you can purchase all of your fireworks. Visit fireworksrus.com for more information about the International Fireworks retail store in Douglasville. Thanks again to International Fireworks, the official fireworks provider of the R-Phils.
Looking for the place to have the ultimate family fun at the Fightin Phils game? Look no further than Capital Blue Cross Funland. Capital Blue Cross Funland features the most exciting games and entertainment at the ballpark, including speed pitch, mini golf, ring toss and peach basket toss, mascot autograph booth, a bounce house, and the incredible giant inflatable slide. Bring your family to all the fun at their next R-Phils game at Capital Blue Cross Funland.
Into the bottom of the 6th inning we go here. Reading trails by just 1, and Tyler McKay has kept them in. 6 up, 6 down for the reliever here as Kevin Vicuña will get his first at-bat. He came in as a pinch runner, I guess, after Rijo was ejected. And now he'll step in the number 2 spot and lead us off here in the bottom of the 6th. Binghamton leading 5-4. And this is the second time that Vicuña has been called upon in the middle of a game, and it was actually for Rijo. The last time when he overextended his shoulder out at second base, Kevin came in then, and he'll come in now for Wendell as well. 1-0, chased downstairs, 1-1. Antonio Santos is going to get another inning of work after allowing 2 runs on 3 hits back in the 5th. Kevin checks his swing, and he goes around. Second interesting check swing call by Mitch Treziak back behind the plate. But Vicuña now has a 1-2 count. Big leg kick by Santos, and he misses outside, and that will even at 2-2. Infield, outfield, back deep by the Rumble Ponies. Bottom 6. Everybody that comes up represents the tying run as Vicuña goes down swinging on an off-speed pitch. And there is out number 1 to start off the 6th. Here's Aldrum Corridor. 0 for 2 today. He did walk in the third and score. Reading 4 runs on 9 hits. Binghamton 5 runs on 6 hits. Reading has made an error in the field as Aldrum takes a pitch below the knees for ball 1. The Fightins have somebody warming up in their bullpen, Matt Seelinger. Nobody up in Binghamton's right now. This clips the outside corner for strike 1. Sun beginning to set here in Baseball Town. Golden hour in Reading as Aldrum sends this up the elevator shaft. Gaddis in foul territory, ranging over. He'll make the catch. And there is out number 2 for the Fightin' Phils in the bottom of the 6th. Here is Jalen Ortiz. Lights are on at the ballpark, hoping that we don't have twilight hour to deal with here. Although I think we're getting to that point. Had a couple of twilight balls this series where both teams have been trouble finding them in the light. One swing of the bat could tie us up here as Binghamton leads just 5-4. Jalen takes a ball outside. He's walked and doubled, scored a run in this ball game. Actually, only 2 batters have not reached successfully here today for the Fightin' Phils. As Jalen takes a called strike, he looks down the third base line for Tyler Henson to give some insight. Santos hits the top part of the zone. 1-2. Reliever working very quickly here after we saw 2 automatic ball calls on Binghamton's pitching staff. This one is way outside, 2-2. He's trying not to have that happen to him here in the bottom of the 6th. He's got 2 quick outs, so the Fightin' Phils trail by 1 run here. 2-2 misses below the knees. Meyer thought it was strike 3. He was ready to go back to the dugout, but they'll have to go again here with a full count and 2 outs. Infield, outfield, back deep here to the designated hitter, Ortiz. The payoff pitch, checks his swing, but he doesn't go around. Ball 4, and for the second time today, Jalen Ortiz will work a walk. A free pass down to first with 2 outs. Here is Ethan Wilson, who recorded his first Double-A hit in his last at-bat, poking it right past the shortstop, Mauricio. Look to keep the line moving. Ain't No Mountain High Enough as his walk-up song being played in the background, and you can hear some fans singing in the crowd, which is always fun. Inside, the lefty takes ball 1. And he was actually the first batter to see Antonio Santos in this frame. That's who he got his hit off of in the last frame. Ortiz shuffles off the bag at first. This misses down and away. 2-0. 1-run ball game in the bottom of the 6th inning. Wilson takes this up the middle. Mangum going back. He's there to make the catch, and that will end the frame. The Fightin' Phils get a base runner, but they can't drive anybody across. Binghamton takes their 5-4 lead into the 7th in Reading.
Nursing home neglect is a serious problem. If you or a loved one has suffered from bed sores obtained in a nursing home or a fall down in a nursing home resulting in a fracture, our friends at Swartz Culleton can help. Call the attorneys at Swartz Culleton for a free consultation. Their phone number is 1-800-JUSTICE. That's 1-800-587-8423. Once again, call 1-800-JUSTICE today. Swartz Culleton is a proud sponsor of the Reading Fightin' Phils. The Reading Fightin' Phils are proud to partner with Humane Pennsylvania throughout the 2022 season. Humane Pennsylvania is the region's premier leader in animal welfare and empowers the people in our communities to increase their capacity to care for animals so that all animals are healthy, safe, and treated humanely. Humane Pennsylvania is proud to be a Fiesta Friday and Bark in the Park sponsor. Learn more about Humane Pennsylvania and how you can help build the best community for animals anywhere by visiting humanepa.org.
This is the Crazy Hot Dog Vendor coming to you from the radio booth. When I need to get somewhere in a hurry and the ostrich isn't cutting it, I hop on my Harley Davidson from classic Harley Davidson. It's your one-stop shop for all your Harley needs. They have everything you need from boots, jackets, t-shirts, gloves, mugs, and But oh yeah, they have a great selection of bikes too, which are almost as good on gas as an ostrich. Go to Classic Harley Davidson for everything Harley Davidson, and I'll see you at Harley Night.
Matt Seelinger enters the game out of the Alvernia University Golden Wolves, a bullpen here for the top of the 7th. Binghamton leads Reading 5-4, and he'll look to keep it just a one-run ball game. Tyler McKay, a fantastic outing, 2 clean innings of work. He went 6 up, 6 down on just 18 offerings. And Seelinger will see McElwain, Meyer, and Vasquez here to start the 7th. McElwain, a single and a walk in the contest today. Obviously the first time he's seeing Seal out of the bullpen. The righty steps deep in the batter's box. He takes the first pitch, called strike 93 out of the reliever. Binghamton's got somebody up in their own bullpen, so we should see somebody new in the bottom half. Down and away, 1-1. Wind picking up here as the sun begins to set right to left. Kind of out of the ballpark. Chopped over to the shortstop. Gobbled up by Garcia onto first. And he gets it there before McElwain for out number 1 here in the top of the 7th. Nick Meyer, the catcher, due up. Binghamton 3 in the 3rd, 2 in the 4th. Reading 2 in the 3rd, 2 in the 5th. And they trail by just 1 here as we merge into the back 3 innings of this ball game. Righty-righty matchup. Swinging strike as Seal hits 94. Sacrifice fly by Meyer and a single gives him 2 of the RBIs for the Rumble Ponies today. He was also caught looking against Mick Abel in his first at-bat. There's a called strike. Seal dealing here quickly. Infield, outfield, back deep. Vicuña playing almost back behind the bag at second here. Matt kicks and fires the 0-2 up and away, 1-2. One of the only few games in all of minor league baseball being played right now. Sunday night game. There's a couple in the Texas League just getting started. There's a called strike 3 on the outside corner. Goes fastball, fastball, fastball off speed, and he catches Meyer looking for out number 2. The relievers certainly keeping the Fightin' Phils in this ball game here. After Tyler McKay's 2 clean frames, Seelinger looking for one of his own. He's got 2 quick outs in the top of the 7th as Vasquez comes up 1 for 3 today. Portland taking a big series victory over Hartford to put them in first place in the northeast side of the Eastern League as this has popped up into foul territory. Somerset beating New Hampshire 8-1. Bowie walking it off against Altoona in their game. And Akron taking Richmond, who already has secured their playoff spot anyways. Seelinger set up, glove at the chest. Ground ball over to the first baseman. Aldrum Corridor flips to the covering Matt. And there is out number 3. Another 1-2-3 frame for the Fightin's relievers. And Seelinger sits down the side and orders stretch time here at the ballpark. Reading trails by 1, but it's their turn to bat coming up in the bottom of the 7th.
Gear up for Fightin' Phils season. Visit the Brentwood Industries Fightin' Phils team store at FirstEnergy Stadium or check out our online store 24 hours a day, 7 days a week at rphils.com/shop. We have a wide variety of Fightin' Phils hats, t-shirts, kids apparel, and more. Looking for something new? Check out our latest selections of Los Luchadores de Reading and Reading Hot Dogs gear. Plus, throwback, black, our train, our Phil's attire. Root for your Fightins in style. Stop by the Brentwood Industries Fightins team store or ourphils.com/shop.
The sound of an ice-cold Corona is music to my ears. Oh, run that back. Dope. Now drop that beat. And hit me with the hook, player. Hey, whatever you do with your fine life, just do you, player. Relax responsibly. Corona Extra Beer, imported by Crown Imports, Chicago, Illinois.
The Fightin' Phils know who to call for trash and recycling services. A proven winner, JP Mascaro & Sons. The industry leader for over 50 years. Trust the familiar Mascaro Blue Elephant to provide dependable, quality service for your home or business. That's JP Mascaro & Sons, one of the top companies in its industry. Trash and recycling services for home, business, and industry. We are hiring and have open positions in Berks County. Check our website for open positions at jpmascaro.com or call 1-888-MASCARO. JP Mascaro & Sons, ready to serve you.
Here we go into the bottom of the 7th at America's Classic Ballpark. Binghamton leads Reading 5-4, but the bullpen has held them in this game. And now they will try to tie it up. Here in the bottom of the 7th, Louise Garcia, Carlos De La Cruz, and McCarthy Tatum due up in this frame as Antonio Santos hands the ball out of Justin Courtney out of the Alvernia University Golden Wolves bullpen. The first pitch popped up. Meyer rips the mask off, coming for it, and it ends up about 3 rows back in the stands, and there is a fight for the foul ball. The little kid comes up with it to the cheers of the crowd. Just a big strike to Garcia, who had a nice sacrifice bunt his last time up. This falls in for a strike on the outside corner, 0-2. Santos finishes 2 innings of work, 3 hits, 2 runs, 1 walk, and 2 strikeouts on 35 pitches. This is down in the dirt, good block by Meyer. Not that it matters. A little bit of a shift on the lefty batter here. Mauricio shaded more towards seconds as Garcia takes the ball outside. Courtney was the one we saw make his Double-A debut earlier this season as Garcia rolls this foul into the Fightin's dugout. Rojas puts a handle on it there, and he keeps his 2-2 count. Courtney's debut, 2 innings, 3 hits, no runs, 3 strikeouts. Now he gets a second appearance in the series as he misses inside, and after getting Garcia down 0-2, the count is now full. Represents the tying run. Reading just looking for a base runner here to start off the bottom of the 7th. Here's the payoff pitch, drilled to right field, going back, it's foul. It had the distance, it just ended up in the grandstand. Too far pulled. And he'll get another opportunity in the lefty batter's box. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Inside, ball 4. So he goes down from 0-2 and works a walk, a leadoff base runner for the Fightin' Phils as Carlos De La Cruz comes up. He is 3 for 3. 2 singles, a double, an RBI, a run scored. He's been all over this Binghamton pitching staff, but he'll see Courtney for the first time today. That was an 8-pitch at bat to Garcia. Up and away. Meyer pulling it out of the sky for ball 1. Reading 4 runs on 9 hits. Binghamton 5 runs on 6 hits. Reading down by just 1 here in the bottom of the 7th. De La pumps this back foul, smashes it off the roof, and it goes back down a little kid in a hot dog jersey chasing after it. Bunch of kids sporting that hot dog jersey, and the giveaway today, a kid's hot dog t-shirt, so I see a lot of them out there as well. And Fightin' Sunday jerseys, a tribute to the Burks packing hot dogs that everybody knows and loves in this ballpark. Here's the 1-1. De La chases the fastball 1-2. Flat top grilled dogs here are widely known throughout Berks County. Runner on first, nobody out here, bottom of the 7th. Garcia shuffles off the bag, and this misses below De La Cruz's knees, 2-2. So both at-bats, Courtney gets ahead in them. Popped up in the middle of the infield. Courtney wants to make it himself. He's called off by Gaddis just to the left of the mound, and there is out number 1 here in the 7th. Garcia stays on first. McCarthy Tatum heading up. Tatum 0 for 3 today. Not counting Kevin Vicuña, who came into this game late, the only one who has not reached successfully today. A chance to change that now as he takes a ball outside. Meyer thinks about throwing down to first, but he doesn't, as Tatum gets some sign from Tyler Henson down in the third base coach's box. Garcia shuffles off the bag at first. Here's a 1-0. Chase for a strike, 1-1. Tying run on first for the Fightin' Phils, down 5-4 here in the bottom of the 7th. They are out hitting the Rumble Ponies here. Runner going, the throw is in the dirt, and it is a good throw by Meyer, and the tag is made by Ritter. He kind of starting to get dark here in Berks County. Probably about 20 or so minutes left of light before Sunday night lights here at America's Classic Ballpark, wrapping up a 2-week homestand as McCarthy holds off on a ball down and away, a full count here with 2 outs, looking to keep this inning alive. Fly ball, shallow center. Mangum coming in on the run, he'll make the catch, and after a leadoff walk, Courtney end up facing the minimum here. The Fightin' Phils go down in order on to the 8th. Binghamton leads 5-4.
The award-winning Reading Hospital Tower Health Character Pool Party provides an unforgettable night out with your family and friends. Enjoy a baseball game while swimming in the 87-degree heated pool directly behind the right field home run wall. Plus 2.5 hours of all-you-can-eat buffet and photos and autographs with the crazy hot dog vendor and the Fightin' Phils mascot band. Regular season tickets are $31 per person for groups of 20 or more. Give us a call today at 610-370-BALL.
For top-flight local jobs, go with who you know. J.P. Mascaro & Sons, a leading waste removal company. To meet today's employment and service demands brought on by the pandemic, Mascaro is upgrading its already highly competitive employee wage and benefit package for drivers, collection crew helpers, and other positions. Call 888-MASCARO, M-A-S-C-A-R-O, for details. Work for an established local family business committed to its employees. Again, call 888-MASCARO today or apply online at www.jpmascaro.com. Highline Merchandising, formerly Textiles, is your local small business company that provides screen printing, design, and merchandising services for local, national, and international businesses, bands, shows, and festivals, including 7-time Emmy Award-winning show Schitt's Creek and Unsolved Mysteries. Visit our website at highlinemerchandising.com. Matt Seelinger is going to get another inning of work here in the top of the 8th. Sends a ball upstairs to Matt Whitaker, who leads it off. Binghamton up 5-4 over the Fightin Phils. Nick Gaddis and Jake Mangum also due up in this frame. Big swinging strike inside, 1-1. Bullpen has held the Fightin Phils in this game, sitting down the Rumble Ponies 1-2-3 in the past 3 innings. McKay and Seelinger both doing that. Matt looks to hit the outside corner, but they don't get the call. 2-1. Good number of people staying through this game here. I know a lot of people have school tomorrow, but kids run the bases post-game. You got to want to wait around for that as this is sent on the roof. 2-2. Time is called. Pitch clock violation. This one's on the Fightin Phils. Matt Seelinger will take an automatic ball, and it is a full count here. There was 2 on Binghamton and now 1 here on Reading, and the only umpire to call any this series has been Mitch Treziak. Here's the payoff pitch. It's up and away. It's ball 4, and Matt in disbelief that he doesn't get that call. And that will walk Whitaker down to first to start off this at-bat. Here's Nick Gaddis, the number 9 hitter, hit by a pitch in his first at-bat. Otherwise 0 for 2 today. First pitch called strike 94 with the fastball from Seelinger. 0-1 here to Gaddis. He takes a look at the runner on first. Now he comes set, glove at the chest, out of the stretch here. A aggressive swinging strike as he ups it to 95, and he gets Gaddis down 0-2. He's walking very far away from the batter's box here, down in the count. And now he'll head back up. Whitaker on first, taking really just a 1-step lead. 1 stolen base in 2 attempts. Popped up, foul into the plaza. He'll keep his 0-2 count. Kid walking up the steps right in front of me with a milkshake. That's a good choice. Hot Sunday ice cream at the ballpark. Here's the 0-2, up and away. Freesia pops up and snags it out of the sky. 1-2. Seal deals and he gets him to chase down and away. Gaddis, strike 3 swinging. And there is out number 1 here in the 8th as Whitaker stays put on first. Here's the top of the order with Jake Mangum. Mangum 0 for 3 today, though he did walk and reach on an error, scored a run and stole a bag. He's been having a good series in, quotes, rehab. Obviously he's rehabbing, but he only played in 11 games in AAA, just getting a free roster spot as this is taken out to left center field. Right up at the wall is Rojas. And there's the catch for out number 2. I don't know if they'll promote him back up to AAA or if they'll just reinstate him off of the injured list and keep him here. To be determined if you're a Binghamton fan. Seelinger after a leadoff walk. He's got 2 outs in the top of the 8th for Carlos Cortez. Reading will hit the road after this game, traveling to Hartford for a 6-game series against the AA Rockies, who sit ahead of them in the playoff standings by just a game and a half, although it could be less depending on what happens here. Big swinging strike, and the count evens at 1. So 3 weeks left of the season, 6 against Hartford, Then we come back home for 6 against New Hampshire and finish out the series in Altoona. Seal hits at the knees, a big strike, and the crowd cheers him on here as he's got Cortez down 1-2. Runner on first, 2 outs. Top of the 8th, Binghamton leads 5-4. Runner going, this is line into left. Going back at the wall, Ethan Wilson, as he bounces into it, he makes the catch. A web gem for the left fielder to end the frame. And after a leadoff walk, Seal gets out of the inning clean. The bullpen keeping the Fightin' Phils in this game. They trail by 1 off to the bottom of the 8th in Reading. Vito Freixia will start us off here in the bottom of the 8th inning, and then Rojas and Vicuña back at the top of the order. The Fightin' Phils down by just 1 run here in the bottom of the 8th as Freixia takes a called strike. Grant Hartwig checks into the game. Courtney gets just an inning of work. This is their closer here as Freixia shoves this into the plaza for strike 2. Courtney, 1 inning of work, 1 walk, clean frame on 19 pitches. With the universal off day, they can have a little rest. This is a called strike 3 on the outside corner. And there is out number 1 as Freixia heads back to the dugout for the first time today. Here is Johann Rojas as we go to the top of the order. Everybody that comes up, chance to tie it up for the Fightin' Phils. Rojas, a single and a walk today, stole his 22nd bag in Double-A. Takes a first pitch called strike. Reading 4 runs on 9 hits, Binghamton 5 runs on 6 hits. The Fightins did make an error in the field. Righty takes the ball below the knees, 1-1. Good number of fans sitting through this game here, hoping the Fightin' Phils can get the job done and late in this ball game as Rojas chases an off-speed pitch, 1-2. Coming set, Hartwig. 1-2 down in the dirt, 2-2. The Fightin' Phils handed him his first blown save when they walked it off on Aldrum Corridor's sacrifice fly in the bottom of the ninth earlier this week. He had been perfect before that. And we'll see if Reading can do that damage again as Rojas takes a ball down and away. The count now full. And there is ball 4. They're going to get Johann Rojas a free pass down to first base. Representing the tying run there, he'll look to get into scoring position as Kevin Vicuña steps in for the second time today. Struck out swinging in his first time up. In on the right side, he takes a ball, 1-0. Rojas already a stolen base in this game. He gets some words from Mike Jones as he shuffles off the bag. Hartwig fires over to first. The tag is late, and there is step-off number 1 of the at-bat. Ready, sets up, glove at the chest, runner going, the throw by Meyer, and he's in safe. Rojas with his 23rd stolen base here in Double-A gets himself into scoring position. And now Reading has the tying run out on second here with a 1-1 count to Vicuña, 1 out here in the 8th inning. Kevin sends this out to right field. McElwain is there to make the catch. Rojas thinks about tagging, but he doesn't. He stays put. And now there's 2 outs for the Fightin' Phils, and it's going to be on Aldrum Corridor to try to keep this inning alive. Aldrum walked and scored a run back in the third, otherwise 0 for 3 today. He leads the team in RBIs with 56, picking up another 2 yesterday. And the catcher is going to take a mound visit here as Meyer comes out to talk to Hartwig. Reading's got some action going on in the bullpen, I think probably 2 for Seelinger, and they'll put somebody else in. With the off day tomorrow, both teams have a little bit more wiggle room in their bullpen. Crowd getting on their feet here for Corridor. The tying run out on second here. And the go-ahead run at the plate, 2 outs. In the bottom of the 8th inning, Reading down by 1. Corridor takes a ball up and away, 1-0. Rojas walked, stole a base to get himself on second as Aldrum takes the ball down in the dirt. Almost completely dark here in Baseball Town. This game began at 5:18, so we're nearing the 3-hour mark. And the lights illuminating us here on Sunday Night Baseball. This is framed on the outside corner. Hartwig doesn't get the call, and Corridor is up 3-0. Jalen Ortiz in the on-deck circle with 2 outs in the bottom of the 8th inning. The Fightin' Phils at least looking to tie it up, if not take the lead and kind of end things here. Corridor, ball 4. He was giving him nothing to do damage with. As he tosses his bat, he'll jog down to first. 2 runners on and 2 outs here for Jalen Ortiz. He's had a good day at the plate, a double and 2 walks. And he'll look to drive in that tying run. That's in Rojas down at second. And Aldrum Corridor at first. 2 outs here, bottom of the 8th. Righty-righty matchup. Hartwig comes home inside, 1-0. Outside corner, 96 out of Hartwig, and it evens at 1. He's issued 2 walks in this frame. Rojas stole a bag to get to second, and now Corridor down on first. Way outside. Meyer snagged it before it went all the way to the backstop. 2-1. Tyler Henson waiting in the third base coach's box to wave his runners home. This hits low on the outside corner, evening the count at 2 again with the fastball. Rojas on second, Corridor on first. Reading down by 1 here, threatening in the bottom of the 8th with 2 outs. Hartwig looks back at second, now he comes home. This is chipped to the third baseman. He keeps it in his glove and sends it over to second to get the force out. The Fightin' Phils get 2 free passes, but they can't drive in a run. They're down by 1. To the 9th we go here in Baseball Town. Into the top of the 8th inning, Billy Sullivan will enter out of the Alvernia University Golden Wolves bullpen here and try to keep this a 1-run game as Binghamton leads Reading 5-4. Pitches a first pitch ball to Ronnie Mauricio from the left side. Billy's been really impressive late this summer, lowering his ERA down to a 3.43. Matt Seelinger exits after 2 impressive innings, just walking 1 batter, striking out 2 on 24 pitches. 2-0 the count here to Ronnie Mauricio. That's in for a strike at the knees, 94 out of Sullivan. Mauricio had a big 2-run home run that started the scoring for the Rumble Ponies back in the 3rd, also an RBI double under his belt today. Billy comes inside with the slider, misses 3-1. Three-one down and away, ball 4, and a leadoff walk for Binghamton to start off the top of the ninth. Here is Luke Ritter. Bullpens held both of these teams in this game. Nobody scored since the 5th. It was those middle couple of innings. Binghamton 3 in the 3rd, 2 in the 4th. Reading 2 in the 3rd, 2 in the 5th. It's been zeros up on the board since then. Mauricio shuffles off the bag at first, and hit by a pitch is Luke Ritter on the first offering, and that will put 2 on with 2 free passes here. Looking for out number 1 in the 9th. Here's Brandon McElwain. Phillies' best month coming in July, a .96 ERA in 8 appearances, struck out 15. Frischa's going to come up in front of the dish and gives the signs to his infield here. A chance to turn 2 with 1 swing of the bat, if possible. Get some outs on the board. Sullivan. 5 wins and 1 save for the Fightin' Phils. Could technically be in line for the win if they walk it off here. There's a first pitch strike to Brandon McElwain, 96 from the righty. Leans over, gets the sign from his catcher. Looks to lay down a bunt, but he pulls back as the ball comes in downstairs. 1-1. Corridor playing in on that grass at first, and now Tatum coming in closer as well at third. There's 2 on here, so the middle infielders are going to kind of stay back. Runner going. The throw down from Frischa at third. It bounces past Tatum into the outfield. Mauricio coming home, and making his way to third is Ritter. It's now 6-4 Binghamton. So they'll both get credit for the stolen bases. And then the error is going to go on Vito Frischa that allowed him to come home. And the entire infield is going to come in with Ritter on third. And still nobody out as Sullivan misses inside 2-2. Shot into right field, foul. It's going to end up in the netting in front of the Burke's Commercial Roofing stage. And he'll keep his 2-2 count. Sun completely set here. Baseball under the lights here in Reading, Pennsylvania, as we wrap up 12 games in 13 days here at home. This is chipped back to the shortstop. He holds on long enough that Ritter stays put at third, and then Garcia sends it over to Corridor for out number 1. That's good baseball knowledge to wait a beat and then send it over to first. Here is Nick Meyer, and I think the infield's going to stay in with just 1 out on the board. Meyer comes up on the right side. Looks to lay down a bunt, and it rolls foul, popping off of that infield grass. And it's just strike 1. Runner on third is Ritter. 1 out here, top of the 9th. Binghamton has put on a run to make it 6-4 Rumble Ponies. The 0-1 popped up. Corridor coming back. Vicuña is going to make the catch. It's fair. He throws it in quickly to the plate. It gets past Frischa. And jogging home is Ritter. I think Frischa got confused there because the bat boy is standing in a hot dog's jersey right where the ball came, and maybe he thought somebody was backing him up that was a player, but it wasn't. And Now it's 7-4 Binghamton. That does clear the base pass, and there's 2 outs on the board for Jeremy Vasquez. First pitch inside. Sullivan working here. Popped up, foul territory. And there's a strike, 1-1. Takes a called strike, 1-2. 2 outs here, top of the ninth. Binghamton has put up 2 runs to take a 7-4 lead over the Fightin' Phils. This is drilled up the middle, right back where it came from. Sullivan tries to get a glove on it, but it goes into the outfield, and a single by Vasquez will continue this frame.
First baseman number 12, Matt Whitaker.
That was the first hit of the inning. Everything else was free passes given by the Fightin' Phils. A walk, a hit by pitch, and 2 errors, 1 on the catcher and 1 on the second baseman. But Sullivan's got 2 outs here, looking to end the inning against Matt Whitaker. A wild pitch gets away from Freesia, and off to second goes Vasquez. When Reading comes up in the bottom of the ninth, they'll have Wilson, Garcia, and De La Cruz. Herbert Iser is available off the bench, as is Jonathan Guzman and Madison Stokes. We haven't seen many pinch hitting opportunities here as Sullivan goes down and away 2-0, and I don't think any of them really worked out. Everybody went 0 for 1. Only four pinch hitting appearances by the Fightins this season. Runner on second, 2 outs. This is fouled back for a strike, 2-1. Reading 4 runs on 9 hits, 3 errors in the field. Binghamton 7 runs on 7 hits. And on the left side is Whitaker, who's 0 for 2 today with a pair of walks. Billy looks back at the runner on second. Now he comes home. This is popped up again, foul, but it's good enough for strike number 2 as the count is even. Leaning over, ball in the right hand. He gets the sign from the catcher, Freesia. Now he comes set. Shaded towards the right with the lefty batter. He steps off back, thinking about throwing to second. But he does not. And now he'll get back on the first base side of the rubber. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. This is rocketed into right field. Coming over, De La Cruz. He gets there in time to make the catch, and that ends the inning. The Rumble Ponies, though, do put up 2 runs, and they lead 7-4. The Fightin' Phils will need at least 3 in the bottom of the ninth to keep things going, and 4 to walk it off against the Rumble Ponies. Reading looking to rally here in the bottom of the 9th inning. As we hit the 3-hour mark in this ball game, they're down 7-4 to the Binghamton Rumble Ponies. They need at least 3 runs to tie it up and 4 to walk it off. It'll be Ethan Wilson, Louise Garcia, and Carlos De La Cruz slated to be up in this frame, as Grant Hartwick will get another inning of work. He allowed 2 walks, but no runs in the 8th. And he sends a first pitch ball into Wilson, who's 1 for 4 today. Reading already walked it off once this series. They've had 6 walk-offs here at America's Classic Ballpark. They did it on Wednesday with Vicuña tying it up and Corridor walking it off on a sac fly as Wilson takes a called strike inside. This is a ball inside, 2-1. They once walked it off 3 times against Bowie, so twice in a series doesn't seem out of reach. This is lined into left. It hangs up in the sky, though, just long enough for Cortez to get a glove on it. It was well struck, but it was just right where he was standing, and there is out number 1. Here's Louise Garcia. From the left side. An RBI ground out, a sacrifice bunt, a walk, and a strikeout. The line for Louise today as he takes a ball outside. Reading wrapping up a 2-week homestand tonight. Tomorrow the Universal off day, but they'll travel to Hartford for a 6-game set against the Colorado Rockies affiliate beginning Tuesday night. I think it's a 7:05 game out in Connecticut, as this is a called strike 1-1. 3 weeks left in this season. Down and away, 2-1. Reading out hitting Binghamton. They really have been this entire game. 4 runs on 9 hits to Binghamton, 7 runs on 7 hits, the 3 errors. They've only done that twice before this season, and they've gone 0 for 2 with that. Down and away, the count is now full. Reading just looking to keep the line moving here with 1 out in the bottom of the 9th, down by 3. Payoff pitch, grounded foul down the first base side. It kind of sounded like he splintered his bat. And he is going to go back to the dugout and get another one. Oh, you could see the piece there, the home plate umpire picking it up. They're going to give it to the bat boy here. And he'll get a fresh bat as he heads back up to the plate with a full count here against Grant Hartwick. 30 pitches for the righty, and he's the one who blew the save for Binghamton the other night, his first of the season. Just a 1.10 ERA. A called strike 3 on the inside corner. Garcia can't even believe it. He thought it was ball 4. He'll get a couple words in as he heads back to the dugout without number 2, and now it's down to De La Cruz to continue this inning here. 3 for 4 today, a pair of singles and a run-scoring double. Also scored himself. Running down to their final out, bottom of the 9th, down by 3. There's a ball outside. Hartwig signed as a free agent in 2021 by the Rumble Ponies, and has been well in his first season out in Binghamton. Ball and a strike here to De La Cruz as he takes one below the knees. 2-1. Binghamton is warming up somebody in their bullpen if Reading can pull this off. This is Hartwig's just second professional season. There's a called strike on the corner. 2-2 in the crowd. Certainly letting Mitch Tresiak have it here today. In fact, the entire crew has heard it from the stands. And there's strike 3 as he chases down and away, and that will end this ball game. The crowd not happy with the umpires. Still, But the game is over as Binghamton beats Reading 7-4. And they take the series 5-1 over the Fightin' Phils. Some bright spots in the game today. I mean, they did out-hit the Rumble Ponies. And Carlos De La Cruz had 3 hits. Vito Friscia came up huge in the 5th with a 2-run double. And Garcia laid down a nice sacrifice bunt. Ethan Wilson with his first AA hit. And impressive relief appearances by McKay and Seelinger, 2 clean innings of their own. Your final score, Binghamton 7, Reading 4, as the Fightin' Phils fall in a long Sunday contest. Tomorrow's the off day, and then we'll pick it up on the road at Hartford. Fans, I hope you'll join me as we'll be broadcasting from Connecticut. Thank you so much for joining me this 2-week homestand. Your final score, Binghamton 7, Reading 4.